to do with visa sponsorship, right? And I would like to get to know you, like I said. So let's type in the chat A1. If this is the first time you're joining an Amdari session, type 1. If this is the second time or third or whatever it is, just type 2. This is your first time, type 1 in the chat, okay? All right, very strange. Okay, can anyone hear me, please? So for some weird reason, I got dropped off. Okay, thank you. Awesome. So for some weird reason, I just discovered that I was off the screen. Beautiful. Thank you, Hafsat. Thank you, Oliwa Pikuni. Thank you, everybody. It's great to be here, like I said. So please just keep it coming. If this is your second time, type it in the chat. I would like to know those that have been here before. But I see everybody typing 1, so I'm speaking to everybody for the first time. So it's an honor. Like I said, if you have friends, family members, or colleagues that you know this session, a session that talks about visa sponsorship, is going to be very, very helpful too. Please share the link to the session with them so they can join us, because what's better than winning alone, right? It's winning in a squad, winning with other people. So if you have friends, colleagues, family members, oh, I definitely says 3 times. Okay, awesome. So if you have anybody that you know this session would be very, very helpful too, I urge you to share the link with them so they can be here with us. All right. So thank you all once again for being here. My name is Omomi Victoria Samson. You'll get to know me more as we proceed, right? But for those joining for the first time or second time or third time, you're all welcome. Now, I'd like to get to know you more. I can see your name, so you don't need to type your name, but type the career path in tech that you have taken a course in and you're trying to get a job in. Just type it. So, and also type where you're joining from. So you can type something like Manchester Project Management, right? Manchester Data Science, London Data Analytics. Just type it in the chat. I would love to get to know you. So let me share my screen real quick before we get straight into it. Mine is not tech from Manchester. Okay, Matthew. So what career path if it's not tech? So let me share my screen, like I said, real quick. All right, my screen is coming up. I think it's up. So can you see my screen? Is it up on your ends? Give me thumbs up if you can see my screen. Great. All right, beautiful. Thank you very much. So I don't know why the image beneath is not loading, but I think it's yeah. Let's just get straight into it, okay? All right. So we have Matthew, quality control auditing, Hobby data analytics, Hafsat data analytics, Cambridge, Marcel, Nottingham data science. We have who else? In Korea, user research. We have someone says no to what? I'm trying not to mispronounce your name. Okay, I'm trying not to mispronounce your name. But yeah, like I said, the session is going to be worth your while. So I'll take questions pretty much very soon, Esther. I'll take questions as we proceed. So thank you all so much for spending your 14th February with me. I promise you, I have a special gift for you. For being here with me, for hanging out with me, I have a special gift for you. And another thing I can promise you is that this session is going to be worth your while. I know you could have been doing something else. I know you could have been hanging out. I know you could have been chilling and all, maybe Netflix and all that, but you are here because this is important to you. So because I see that as something that establishes the fact that this is important to you, that's why I will make it worth your while. Promise, okay? So thank you all so much. So what topic are we talking about? We're talking about go from, someone who is not sponsored to landing a visa sponsorship role. The strategies that can get UK companies to say yes to you, the strategies that can get UK companies to tell you, okay, cool, sure, why not? Let's sponsor this person, right? So that's exactly what we're treating today. Like I said earlier, my name is Omomi Victoria Samson. I am one of the co-founders at Amdari. I am also the Chief Technology and Business Officer. I have experience working from software development, product management, and business analysis, close to a decade experience right now. But trust me, every expert was a beginner. Every expert started from somewhere. And that somewhere is, pretty much more like the point you are right now. And that's also one of the reasons we started Amdari. What point am I talking about? The point where you are either at the climax of your learning and you're still wondering why you're stuck, right? You're learning, you're advancing, you're gaining the knowledge you need to gain, but then again, you feel like you're not progressing as much as you should. And you're wondering what exactly the problem is. So what the problem is what this session is going to talk about. We're not just going to be pointing at the problem, but also how you can solve that problem. All right, so that's exactly what the conversation is going to be about. Now, one thing we've discovered is when it comes to transitioning into tech, recruiters, not even just tech alone, right? Transitioning into any field, recruiters would always need you to have experience. And because they need you to have experience, you start hearing them say things like, okay, do you have experience? Have you worked here? Tell me about the time you did this. Tell me about the time you did that. You would struggle to respond to these questions, or when you don't even struggle, your response is going to give them signal that you are still learning or you are not yet a contributor. And that will just be the response they need to say no to you. So why is that the case? And how can you go from that point? Because you've been taking the courses, right? And you were told that all you need to do to get a job in tech is learn an in-demand skill. That in-demand skill, you've learned it. Why are you still struggling to get a job? Trust me, I know this feeling. A lot of times we think that transitioning into any field starts and ends with taking the course. But taking the course is just the first step, right? After taking the course, you're supposed to transcend into gaining experience, practicing. So, okay, practicing, gaining experience. All of this sounds like getting a job, or what I'm saying. Exactly. It sounds like getting a job. In my case, like I said, I was also, someone who has experienced this whole gain experience to get a job and all that. And what helped me was internship. What helped me navigate, that space, the overwhelming information. Today, you're seeing this course material on, why you should learn this programming language. Another day, you're seeing another one. And it's just so much all over the place. But then I never really felt like a professional in practice. So going for an internship was what helped me. Now, internships are not readily available. Not every company opens their doors to interns. Not every company is willing to take in interns for different reasons. We don't have somebody to train you. Our system is fast-paced. The person might not be able to catch up, etc. All of these reasons is why we started Amdari. All right, so Amdari is the platform where you come to gain real-world experience. You see that experience that recruiters expect you to manufacture from somewhere. Amdari gives you that opportunity to build the experience within our system, right? So we built the platform to help professionals across the UK, US, and also Canada to gain real-world experience in career paths that are in demand, right? And the career paths I am talking about are listed on my screen. Now, I am going to call them out. But as I mentioned them, I'd also like you to give me thumbs up if you have taken a course already in any of these career paths. It can be a YouTube course, it can be a Udemy course, Coursera. You might even go to a boot camp, right, like Analytics, etc. Whatever the case is, I will like you to indicate in the chat if you have taken a course in any of these, from data analytics to data science to data engineering, business analysis. Thank you, Inichi. Project management, product design, thank you, Ademilade, DevOps, SOC, cloud and app security, thanks, Sarah, GRC, and ethical hacking. Now, I'd like you to give me thumbs up if you've taken a course in any of this. I've only seen just 3 or 4 thumbs up so far, and I have 80 people on the call. So,
and myself, I'm driving, so.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, thank you. Thank you, y'all. Okay, thank you, everybody. I see thumbs up right now. Thank you, Mary. Awesome. So yes, the reason why I asked is because for you to transition into any field in tech, it is very important for you to take the first step, learn, right? When you take that first step, then move on to practicing, right? Which I would break down how you can actually get that. Like I said, that is the problem I'm solving. Because before I proceed, I'd like to mention something. I had a session like this a few weeks ago, right? And I asked the question, everybody on the call was a job seeker. Then I said, why do you think we have a lot of job seekers in the job market? Everybody said the same thing. The job market is saturated, right? And I'd like you to respond also, why do you think because I don't want to assume that we all agree with this or disagree with this. So why do you think we have a lot of job seekers in the job market? While you type that, I would like to introduce one of the other co-founders at Amdari, that's Adeza Suleiman. He's a tech expert who has worked across the data ecosystem. He has worked in the UK, US, and currently based in Canada. He has worked and helped over 2,000 professionals transition into tech, and some of them have gone on to land jobs. When I say Amdari and its co-founders help you transition, I'm not saying you just gain the experience, you just gain the knowledge. I'm saying some people have gone on to land jobs. In fact, some of them have even landed visa sponsorship jobs, one of which I'll be sharing with us today. Thank you, Eukaria. Eukaria says most companies want already experienced persons. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you very much. So, Adeza is also one person that has gone through this whole, relocating to the UK, trying to get a job, struggling to get a job because, oh, guess what? They want you to have local experience. And what helped was also internship, getting familiar within the UK system. So like I said, whatever it is, the stage you're in right now in your journey to transition, trust me, it is something we have been through also. And that is why we started Amdari, because we are familiar with this and we know that internship opportunities not a lot out there. Companies are not taking interns for different reasons, which I'll highlight, right? And that is why we said, you know what, it works for us. Let's create a system that helps more people in the UK, US, and Canada to also transition and get the experience. And that's where we also have Ifemena, who relocated to the UK. He's also one of the co-founders at Amdari. He relocated to the UK, tried to get his first job, worked in a warehouse for a while, and then gained the needed experience, had the local tech experience, and he was able to land his first job as a business intelligence analyst, right? So he has gone on to work as a data and AI contractor in the UK, US, and also Canada, currently based in Canada, Alberta, Canada. He also has worked as a business data support lead with post office in the UK, worked with TISA UK as data analytics manager, Teleplex Ireland as a global business systems analyst, business intelligence developer with DPD Ireland, and also management and data analytics consulting in general. So he has also helped over 2,000 professionals transition into tech, from taking the course to gaining the experience, practicing, and then landing their first job in tech. And he has over a decade experience in consulting, training, and mentorship. Okay, so what are we going to be addressing in the conversation today? The harsh truth about visa sponsorship, especially in the UK, UK immigration reforms, why you must be highly skilled now, the strategies you need to adopt to gain the experience that they say they need. Eukaria said something in the chat. The reason why we have a lot of job seekers in the job market is most companies want already experienced persons. And we have Samuno who says, outside being saturated, many job seekers don't have the work experience. Beautiful. Kobe says, work experience is the key thing they look out for. Thank you very much, Kobe and Tamuno, as well as Eukaria. I don't have more people who are typing. Are we bored? Are we tired? So I'd like to see it in the chat, okay? So at the end of the session today, I promise you one thing, part A and part B. And we would have people who will go with part A and another set of people who will follow part B. Part A has, you doing the same thing you've been doing before now, right? Getting more rejections because you are not doing anything different than what you've been doing. So how then do you expect anything to change, right? If we want something to change, we need to change our approach. So if you take part B, which means do what you've been doing, keep applying and all that, it might lead to more rejections, confidence drops, and your skills remain theoretical. But if you take part B, which is the Amdari Work Experience Program, that helps you, gain the needed experience that recruiters need you to have in the UK, you will have real projects that you've worked on in form of you solving actual business problems. You would also have a CV and portfolio revamp. You would also become job ready and have somebody who can vouch for you, somebody in the UK who can say, you know what, yes, Ademilade has worked with us as a project manager between this period and that period, and he was able to deliver in his capacity, yada, yada, yada. Okay? So that is exactly what would happen. Either you go with part A or part B. But stick around, stay with me, because we will get to that point and I've not really to decide, okay? All right. So, like I said earlier, today is 14th, and it is the day that everybody's celebrating love. And love can be in different forms, shapes, and in different magnitude, right? So it doesn't always have to be the romantic love. It can be platonic love. It can be, whatever the case. And that is why I am so much appreciative of you being on the call with me on the teams, hanging out with me. I know you're here just to gain knowledge, understand how to navigate the space and all that. It still means a lot to me. That is why I will be giving you a special gift. Everybody on the call, everybody on the call, I will be giving you a special gift for hanging out with me. So stick around, like I said. So let's get into, still trying to know each other. We'll proceed with the conversation, but it's just very important for me to still converse with you. I want to be sure that I am not on the call alone, okay? So what route do you use in relocating to the UK? We have different routes. Some people take the school route, some people take the skilled worker route, some people take the innovator route, right? So what route have you taken? Some people take the care worker route, right? So I want to know what route you in relocating to the UK, because in the UK, being on a skilled worker visa is an opportunity. If that is the route you took, or whatever the route you took is, right, it is an opportunity. Terminal relocated using student visa routes. Okay, could you students? Okay, all right, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so as to not have too much interruption, just permit me to mute because of background noise. And yeah, so we have different people who are located using different routes, and which is good, right? But most times you want to future-proof your stay, right? Okay, manual dependent spousal visa. Thank you. So you want to future-proof your stay, and it is very important for you to do everything necessary the legal way to stay in the UK, and that would mean increasing your earning power, seeing if you hit the threshold of salary in the UK, or if you also are eligible based on the different factors that we have, and we will get to that as we proceed. But then again, what is the very important thing that I would like you to understand? So we always have things that we hear when it comes to checking our eligibility status. Oh, am I eligible? Am I not eligible? Oh, they said we should check the shortage of option list. If your skill is there, you're good, and all of that, you're safe. Yes, it is one step to it, but it's not what makes them tell you yes, right? What makes them tell you yes is when you outperform the local competition, right? We already know the factors that guides the reason why there is visa sponsorship in the first place, right? It is when they put out the vacancy and they realize that, okay, there are no local talents to fill this. Then they put it out to the international guys, or if you're already within the UK ecosystem, they put it out to, immigrants, apply to this role. And if you qualify, if you beat the standard or meet the standard that they're expecting you to hit, then definitely sponsorship becomes easy. It becomes a very easy decision for them. Like I said, I asked a question at the start of this, and a couple of people said, oh, because they are looking for somebody who is skilled, they are looking for somebody who is experienced, just like I got from the career terminal and you're right. So they need you to outperform the local. So having all of the necessary check boxes does not mean an automatic yes, right? It still means you speak to them in an interview and you convince them that you can really, really deliver on the job. So every interview, every conversation you have with recruiters is meant to answer one question: can you do the job? That's one. Now, if it's a visa sponsorship, the next question is, if I sponsor this person, is it going to be an investment or a cost? Because bear in mind that for these recruiters, one key thing for them is to make sure that if they sponsor you, it is going to give them return on investment. Will you be worth that investment? Because a lot goes into sponsoring, from 5K to 10K, right? So if I am sponsoring you with this amount within that range, are you going to be worth times 10 based on this interaction? Yes, I know it's still a risk, right? But I need the risk to be reduced. I need to be sure that you are not high risk. And conversation with you is how I can get to know this. Now, before we proceed and dive in, I'd like you to meet Pedro. Pedro is one of our interns at Amdari. He is done now, by the way. He got a visa sponsorship role in December 2025. That was just 2 months ago, right? Now, Pedro did not want to apply to this role because he was like, oh, the experience I have with Amdari is just few months. Are you sure they're going to do I stand a chance to get the job? And he's team lead at Amdari, because the internship program at Amdari would make you have a team lead. So you're not working alone. You'd also have teammates So you are not working in isolation, right? So his team leader encouraged him. She said, just apply, I will guide you through the process. And that was what he did. He applied. We interview prep you by default, right? And there is also the one-on-one interview prep. So there's the general one, which is open to every intern in the program. And there is the one-on-one interview prep, which you also get when you apply to a job and there's an interview coming up for you. So he was properly prepped for this role. Now let's listen to Pedro for just 2 minutes, right? If there is no audio, kindly let me know, because sometimes Google Meet can be very funny. So let's listen to Pedro and then we'll come back. 2 minutes and we'll be back. Sorry, yeah, I just realized that I wasn't doing the video. Sorry. Your experience, right? The work experience. So I realized that I wasn't sharing my screen. So sorry, please. Thanks so much, Pedro, for doing this with us. And congratulations on landing the cybersecurity role. Is it SOC or what's the job title?
It's OT security specialist, but more of OT security. So it's cybersecurity, but in operations technology.
Amazing. And it came with visa sponsorship, correct?
Yes, yes. The role
Yeah.
has.
Let me blow some confetti, imaginary confetti. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right. So I would like to know how your experience, right, the work experience at Amdari helped you go from being a job seeker to becoming job ready, right? From the mentorship to the project. How did the work experience help you go from being a job seeker to being job ready?
Okay, so for starters, in my IT career, I've been more of a lone wolf. I like to study on my own, do my certifications, but moving to the UK, I realized that I had to change. I knew I needed some form of mentorship, and that's how I stumbled into Amdari. And yes, the program helped. It provided some guided mentorship that helped me determine the road that was suitable for me and how to navigate to the next chapter. I was already in employment, but I knew I needed to pivot. And yes, the Amdari experience was very important, and it contributed to me landing this new role.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much, Pedro. So what specific aspect of this internship would you say helped you ace your interview?
Okay. For starters, Amdari helped. They have several services. And I think the very first one I opted for was the CV rebuild. That is very, very important. And after the session, my CV got a lot better. I knew I was getting a lot more interviews, but I was really picky about the companies I wanted to join. So the CV rebuild was very, very good. And when I did get called for this interview, they also helped with interview preparation sessions. That was very good. That's put me in the right place to answer, to predict questions that were going to be asked, and that really helped to land the role. Then the experience with Amdari was amazing. We had, I was in the SOC analysts cohort. We dabbled into several projects, ranging from SIM analysis.
Right, so let me stop it right there. So I just wanted us to hear from Pedro and how the work experience program at Amdari has really played a key role in him landing his visa sponsorship job. So he said something that I would really like to mention. He said when the program started, he opted for one of the Amdari services because Amdari has a couple of services, which is the CV revamp. So yes, the internship comes with us helping you revamp your CV, us preparing you for interviews, us optimizing your LinkedIn, so it's easy for you to be visible on LinkedIn. And when somebody searches for somebody within your capacity, say data analyst in the UK, you easily come up. So that's exactly what we help with. So it's not just us saying, oh, let's help you gain the experience, let's help you get this done. We also know that you need to know how to position and position right. So we'll get into a couple of things around how the internship positions you to land a job fast. Because a lot of our interns get the job 2 months into the program, 1 month into the program, 3 months in, even 4 months in, right? So it depends on you. For him, he got the job 4 months in because you heard him. He said he got a lot of interviews the minute his CV was revamped, but he was picky. So I guess he was really strictly looking out for visa sponsorship job, which finally came in his last month in the program with us at Santari. So let's take a look at the different UK immigration reforms and why you must be highly skilled right now. Emphasis on why you must be highly skilled. So it is important to stand out. It is important to have the needed skill, meet them at the point of their need, right? Don't expect that, oh, but taking the course, I understand what it means to be this person. You need to know how to be that person. And I'll also talk to you about the different filters, how they can easily filter you out, and how you can be that person that is not filtered out and you are within the range and capacity of the person you want to hire. Now, I have a couple of things I'll be sharing after this session, but I can only send that via email. So I'd like you to fill the attendance form that my colleague is sharing. I'll be sending a couple of things like the list of over 133,000 companies that are currently sponsoring in the UK. So having this list, of course, I always recommend when you get a list like this, take a look at those companies, check their websites, pick it, check their websites, and read about them before you apply, right? So don't just spray your application and then pray. No, make sure you're strategic about it. So the strategy to apply right also, I would love to share that document. So please fill the application, or rather the attendance form. My colleague just dropped it right now, and I will look forward to having you receive this email. So what are the different ways you can actually relocate to the UK, or what are the different UK immigration reforms? Let's talk about that. We have the skilled worker threshold raised. So now it was raised from RQF level 3 to RQF level 5 sometime last year, I think around June or so last year. So what this means is that you have to have graduate level exposure, and your salary threshold has to fall between or above, not between now, above 41K, right? So it's either equal to or above 41K. We also have the support that tech and talent, the global talent visa, right? The support they also get. So the global talent and innovator founder visa is also one that has really been helping. So you need to have a great idea, or you need to be skilled and have somebody who can also give you recommendation as a global talent. What are the proof you have? Presentation wise, by that I mean maybe hosting sessions, tech conference, and the likes. What are the exposure you've gotten in that area? And one thing we do is Dari's internship also gives you that avenue to host sessions where you talk about your skill and your expertise. Then the post-study visa also, which has been reduced to 8 months right now, from I think 24 months, right? So it has, from 24 months, it's been reduced to 18 months, not 8 months, sorry, that was a slip of tongue. It's been reduced to 18 months, so there is less time for graduates to find sponsorship. So how fast you go in terms of upskilling, in terms of being skilled, having the proof of what they need to say that this person deserves to be here, because of course you're outperforming the locals and your talent is very much sought after. So how do you make yourself that candidate? Again, I would address that, but what I'm just pointing out right now is these areas that the reform is affecting, that's the immigration reform. Then only high need jobs currently qualify. So look, lower skilled jobs must be on the temporary shortage list to even apply. So I'll tell you what the temporary shortage list also means. Then the social care visa has currently been closed. It was last year. So if you're trying to apply or get sponsored through social care visa, through social care work, it is currently not open. You can only extend it if you're on that already, right? So, and you can only extend it till 2028. Right, so let's take a look at some terms that you need to understand as an immigrant who is seeking visa sponsorship. First is the shortage occupation list. I would like to send you the list, also the link also to the website. That's the gov.uk website, where you can take a look at the list, right? But I have a snippet of that in my subsequent slide, but I would like you to have access. Okay, the attendance form is not accessible. So Jennifer, please, you might want to take a look at that. All right, you might want to take a look at that. So yeah, as I was saying, right, what does the shortage occupation list mean? So it's a formal component of the UK skilled worker visa. that identified specific occupations with a documented shortage of skilled workers. I said something earlier. For them to say they're extending you some form of visa sponsorship, you need to outperform the locals. What that means is maybe they put out the vacancy, the role vacancy, and it wasn't filled in about the specific time frame that it has to be filled. So the next thing they do is they put it out to immigrants so they can get you on board, and it becomes with business sponsorship. Amazing. So your job has to be on this list, right? And currently it is very important for you not just to have your job on that list, but for you to be skilled in it. So it's not just about saying I have taken a course. Oh, I saw that data analytics is on the list and I've taken a course. I can easily just apply and go. Like I said, it is not an automatic yes. You need 100% to be able to deliver on the job for them to even say yes. Right? We also have the immigration salary list, which is the list that replaced the SOL on the 4th of April 2025. And this is currently shifting the focus from specific occupations to salary threshold. So not every occupation that used to be on the SOL is currently one that matters right now. If you don't hit the salary threshold, it doesn't matter if you are even on that list at all, right? So we also have the skilled worker visa, right? So this one is the one that a lot of people are familiar with, where UK are allowed to sponsor you if you hit, if you're on the list of skilled worker visa. Sorry, if you're on the list, right? And what that means is, are you able to also still deliver? Being on that list is not an automatic yes. And then the temporary shortage list, which currently replaces the immigration salary list, right? And what this also talks about is the fact that it specifies the occupations with a recognized shortage of qualified workers in the UK. So do they have locals that can fill this role? Yes or no? If it's a no, then it's open to immigrants, and it's easy for them to say, you know what, let's sponsor this person, let's give this person a chance. But for them to sponsor you, it is still a business decision. Are you able to deliver? Are you able to, bring any form of return on investment? If it's a no, it is not going to be a yes. I'll talk about how they filter out, because are also very important, right? And these signals, if you're unable to communicate it, that means they cannot establish the fact that you can get the job done, and that is an automatic no from them. Okay, so I'd like you to not forget to fill the attendance form. My colleagues have dropped it in the chat. It is very important because, like I said, I'll be sending you a list of visa sponsorship, companies that are sponsoring, one, and also a list of strategies on how you can easily stand out and also apply. So UK is currently shutting its door on those key fields. So is your role on this shortage occupation list? If it's a yes, amazing. That is step one. It doesn't stop there. It's just, you just passing the stage of immigration requirements and everything like that. I always say this in my sessions. When it comes to looking at eligibility and everything like that, it is just you doing or fulfilling all righteousness that has to do with immigration rules. It is not a guarantee for getting the job. So saying that my job is on the SOL is a yes. It's not an automatic yes. It is just you passing through the immigration rules and everything that has to do with that. But when you go in for an actual interview, that is when you get them to really tell you the yes or no. Before we get into how you pass the signal or how you are filtered in or out, let's take a look at some of our interns that have been able to also use the Amdari work experience to get a yes from recruiters. We have Opeyemi Olaniro. She was one of our interns as of last year. And one thing that Opeyemi said in one of the sessions we had with her was the fact that this experience, 100%, is one that she is proud of, right? She took the step to give Amdari a chance in terms of gaining the work experience, and she was able to land a job. So I'll share, because of time, I might not be able to play a lot of videos, but I'll be sending a link to our email so that we can listen to a couple of Amdari interns that were able to secure roles in the UK within a short period. But I would like to quickly play one video for us. It's from Chineye. So one thing that Chineye said that really stood out, and I'll play this video for just 1 minute or less, okay? So one thing that Chineye said that really stood out in the conversation was the fact that she had never applied to a role as a project manager before. Amdari internship was the first time she applied and she got the job, right? So let's listen to Chineye for just 1 minutes. Okay, let me upload it. Yeah. So you might see me freezing on the screen. A call was coming in on that day, so it was really, really disrupting my flow and everything like that. So yeah, so Chineye shared this story, and I would like us to listen to her. Then I'll come back. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Okay.
Hi, mommy. I can't hear your video.
Because there's audio from my end. I'll stop sharing and share my screen again so you can see that. Just a minute. All right. So just give me the thumbs up if you can hear Chineye now. So let me do that. Are you done with your internship or you're still in the program?
I'm still in the process, interestingly.
Wow.
We're just
Wow.
2 months
What
in.
months? 2 months
No, we are
in.
now in month 3. So yeah. So I got the job
So you got
almost
the
like
job
end of
when you
month
were about
2.
2 months in.
Yeah, just about 2 months
Wow. At
in
the
was
end
when
of
I got the
month.
job. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow, that was pretty fast. Who would have thought?
It was really fast. That was my
That
first,
was really
trust me,
fast.
that was my first project management interview and I got the job.
Wow. Are you
That was
serious?
the
Wow.
first and the only interview that I did. And I got the
And you
job.
got the job.
Yes, I
Wow. And
haven't
that's
done
just
any.
2 months
I wasn't
in.
applying before I came into Amdari. I wasn't applying because I felt like, oh, I'm not ready. Well,
Yeah.
Amdari gave me that confidence to apply for the job, and the knowledge and the skills and the experience I took into that interview really helped me. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Chineye, for. Okay, so let me just stop you there. So give me thumbs up if you heard everything Chineye said. So one important thing and interesting, thank you very much, Daniel, Tamino, and yeah, everybody. So one interesting thing about that is the fact that she never applied to any job before as a project manager because she said, and I quote, she never felt ready. So she only applied after she enrolled for the internship program at Amdari. But because of time, I wasn't able to play the entire conversation. Because if you notice, so Esther, I'll take questions towards the end of the session. Don't worry, I see your hand. So she said she never applied, right? And yeah, I could only play this video for 1 minute because of time, but I would be sending the link to all of these testimonials if you'd love to hear from Chineye and other people that I have spoken to who got jobs because of the internship at Abdari. Definitely, you want to fill the attendance form that my colleague is dropping. So you can listen to the remaining part of what she said, right? So what she said was the fact that her team lead was encouraging them to apply to jobs. He was constantly telling them, you guys are ready. And that's one common thing we get from our interns at Samdari. What they always say is, oh, is the 2 months internship enough? Is the 4 months internship enough? By the way, the internship is for 4 months, right? But we encourage you to apply earlier than the end of your program. Don't wait until you're done. In fact, the project you work on is always, the timeline is always 2 to 3 weeks. So if it's 2 to 3 weeks, by week 5, you've worked on 2 projects. So that means you've impacted, 2 businesses already. Why wait until the end before you start applying? At the end of the day, companies, or when the system says, oh, we need you to have experience, the system is not saying 3 years, 4 years. I know that we typically always think that, oh, the system is saying multiple years experience. The system just wants to know that you can do the job. You worked in a structured environment. Somebody gave you feedback, meaning you reported to somebody, you were accountable, right? Or you were held accountable for what you were doing. That's just what the system wants to see. And again, when we get to the filter part of the conversation, you will see what I am saying. So for Darlington, he also shared the good news of the experience he got at Amdari. Honestly, I have a lot of testimonials I can share with you because of time, but I would send this to your email so you can just watch them. Some of them, I don't have any testimonial that is 30 minutes long, so trust me, it won't take your time. I'll still play some, but it's just because of time, so I can take your questions and show you how to secure your spot for the next cohort at Amdari. That's why I cannot play every interview. Can I play over 50 testimonials of people that got jobs in the program? No, right? So, but I can only show you it. So this is Darlington. You can see his LinkedIn already highlighted the job he got. So he got a job as a selection and implementation lead after his internship program at Andari. He got the job just about 3 months into the program. And one thing that really worked for him, and he mentioned it also, he said during the interview, the conversation he had with the recruiters was around giving them a proper insight into how the experience or what he can do would help them, what is going to help them achieve in the next 1 year. And he said that that was really what helps them understand and visualize the impact he was going to bring into the team, right? So at the end of the day, every interview you go for is just to help the recruiters see your future behavior. How do you paint the scenario for them? It is when you have instances from before that you can use in your conversation with them, right? So it's not looking like you're using hedging language, right? I'll explain what I mean by hedging language. So it's not looking like you're using vague language, you're using. But I really think I should let you hear from Darlington, honestly, because it's something that he said something very interesting, and I'd like you to hear from him. So maybe just 1 minute, let's just hear from him and how he highlighted the experience as something that helped him. So let's listen to Darlington.
Hi, mommy. No audio.
Yeah. Okay. This is always very strange. I don't know why Google Meet does this, so I always have to like stop sharing and share. So I'm stopping that again to reshare my screen. Just a minute. So sorry about that. Okay. All right. So we're back again. So yeah. So I won't really take us back. Let me just take care. So you can hear from this 41 seconds. You like from the projects you worked on to the types of mentor you had and all that. How would you say that really, really contributed to you landing this role?
Well, in the interview, my background is data science and sales. So this role is more like a business analysis role. It's a mixture of different bits, but they were not looking for someone who was a business analyst per se, a project manager. They were looking for someone who had a bit of data science background, project management, business analysis. And funny enough, I had never heard of, I had never done anything on business analysis till I got to Amdari. And while I was there in the interview room, I was asked about things like mapping and how you scope the whole process. Just give us a rundown of what you would do if you were to start this role. I just used everything I learned at Amdari. I spoke about the process, the to-be processes, the project charter, basically the terminology and the knowledge of what I learned very played a part in that interview. I seemed to be the person that gave them a clear idea of what they are going to achieve in a 1 year period, because they didn't know how to go about it. So they needed someone who was close to what they were looking for. And my knowledge from what I'd learned played a huge part in that interview, to be honest.
All right, so let me stop it there because of time. But like I said, if you want to listen to the final bit, you can definitely get that in email. My colleague is going to be sending out emails first thing tomorrow. So ensure you fill the attendance form so you can listen to everything else that meeting said. But one thing he said that I really liked, and it's very interesting, is he said they didn't know how to go about it. His knowledge and the conversation he had with them in the interview was how they were able to visualize and see, okay, what they could achieve in the year. So I always say this sometimes, right? When you go for an interview, please bear in mind that maybe that role you're interviewing for, it's just one of you in the company. So what do I mean? When I introduced myself as a product manager, software engineer. I didn't say, oh, I am a cybersecurity analyst, right? So let's say I have a light bulb moment. I build a fintech company today, and I decide to hire a penetration tester because my platform needs to be secure, right? Or I decide to go with a GRC person because I need to understand the rules that governs having a financial business or that governs the financial service It is not my field. So that means I would hire a GRC person for the purpose of that, IT, security, audit, and everything around that. So if I am going that route, I need you to be able to do the job. For one reason, I cannot help you. I cannot identify when you are, making a mistake until it is costly for my business. That's when I'll be like, okay, did you not see? Did you not notice? And then you're like, oh, it was an oversight. Now, I couldn't spot it either because that's not my field. So when the companies say that we need somebody that needs minimal or no supervision, the reason is because most likely you are the only person that has niched down to that field that they can hire. The closest is maybe a departmental head, maybe there is a CTO, and we're hiring a back-end developer, and maybe the founder of the company is not even a developer or even a back-end person. So if they're hiring you, they need you to be able to get the job done, because there is nobody that can help you if you fail. So you need to understand. And if you fail, it's costly for the business, because that is why they call it risky. So if they realize that you can't get the job done, they will move on to somebody that can do that. So when they had the conversation with Lindsay, he said it clearly in his words. I was the one that was able to help them see what they could achieve in a year, because they didn't know how to go about it. So having a business, being a founder, does not mean I can get everything done myself. That's why companies hire. So I'm hiring you to help me get something done, or to help me move my company from this point to another. Or the role I'm hiring you for might even be a major revenue driver for my business. So if I am doing that, I need you to be able to get the job done. Not that you would learn on the job or try to understand something on the job. I stumbled on something on Instagram today. It's a very popular creator. So she's trying to hire somebody. And she said, and I quote, now, why it's very important for me to share this, because again, I saw another thing on LinkedIn that was very exciting. What I saw on LinkedIn, let me start with that. This person said, recruiters, hiring managers, please give job seekers the grace. You were once a job seeker also, and somebody took the chance on you. Give them the grace. I promise you, it is not that they don't want to give the grace. It's just maybe they've done it before and it was very costly. It was expensive, right? It cost the company unnecessary amounts, wasted their time. They couldn't get a return on investment on that hire, and they had to just do one thing: go the route of hiring people that can just get the job done. And I'll give you one story, short story. Now, this lady that I now saw online on Instagram, a popular creator, and she said she needed a creative assistant. And she said, and I quote, I need somebody that will not come and learn on the job. My work is fast-paced. My brand, everything we do here is fast-paced. I need somebody that would come in and get the job done, not learn on the job, because I just had to let somebody go, and I'm not about to repeat what I went through again. That means she had given somebody a chance. So all these companies don't tell you no because they don't want to, lower the barrier to entry or anything. No, that's not the reason. It is because it is going to be expensive if they do not, hire somebody and hire right. Right. And the short story I said I wanted to narrate, right? So we once hired somebody, and it was also us giving, just give a chance. I mean, she was so enthusiastic in the interview, she was passionate, but we could tell she had no experience. We could tell. But we said, you know what, we're preaching lower barrier to entry, right? Even I'm what we stand for is helping people get experience and all. This person, yes, she doesn't have the experience, but she might just be somebody that learns very fast on the job. Can we just give her, the chance? But what that is telling us, we might need to hire somebody to train her on the job. Remember what I said earlier, most times it is one of you, right? In some roles, right, it is just one of you. And apart from in some roles, a lot of companies also operate me. I used to work in a company that was 13 years old as at when I joined, operating large sum in revenue, like huge volume in revenue. And this company only had 12 staff members. The founder was the 13th person on the team. So it was just 12 of us, and it was a major agency. And guess what? It has been operating for 13 years, and it was still operating lean. That's team-wise, right? It was still operating lean. But trust me, the volume of work and everything wasn't lean at all. So tired, it would be one of you. I was the only web project manager on that team. So most times it is one of you. Like I said, the closest is the departmental head, maybe the CTO, maybe the head of this and head of that and all that. So they will not be niche specific to what you do. So you need to know how to do the job. So when we hired this lady, right, of course it was because, give people the chance and all that. We had to hire somebody to train her on the job because it was just one of her for that role. Now, when we brought in that person, and we hired the person to train her. She was trained for 4 months. She was trained for 4 months. Now, she wasn't delivering on the job. I am not saying she wasn't learning. I am not saying she wasn't getting better than she was the previous day, but I am saying this is an operating business. It is fast-paced and it is not an idea. That means the business is always going to have its expectations. So maybe you're still trying to catch up, and then the business has a higher demand, and there is higher demand and higher demand every time, and you keep struggling as somebody who is learning on the job. Then that would make that person keep feeling like a failure. It's not because you're not learning or getting better, but I promise you it is because you're unable to catch up to the expectation of the business. So that is simply saying incompetence, because you're not capable, you're not at that level yet. So after the training, so I said we hired somebody to train her for 4 months, correct? And then after the training, she still had about 2 months to practice, get the job done. And her role was like a major revenue driver role, right? So guess what happened? We had to let her go. Now, time to productivity was wasted. Amdari incurred extra cost because we had to hire somebody to train her on the job, right? And then there was another thing. She wasn't able to generate any return on investment only because sometimes she would make mistakes as a result of oversight. That mistake would mean time gone. We wasted time, right? We also wasted money or lost money, because in business, time is money. And I believe it's even a general philosophy of life. Time is money. So we wasted time, we wasted money, and were unable to. So we had to like, oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. Oh, I missed it. I didn't realize. She's trying her best, but she's not. So we had to let her go. So time to productivity was wasted. We incurred extra cost by hiring somebody to train her on the job. We also didn't make any return on investment because she wasn't able to deliver. So when companies don't give you the chance, this is why. It is too high risk. They will not make any return on investment. And please bear in mind, most of these companies are startups. So if it's a startup, some of them are either funded. There is an investor somewhere expecting, and you are answering to that investor. So as a result of that, you are unable to really say that, oh, this is why we were not able to hit this target, hit that target, because somebody is learning on the job and they have to do risk. That is why companies don't take the chance. It's not because they don't believe in that process. It is because that process is risk, and it can cost a company a lot. Now, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of the recruiter, right? If you agree that just going with the guy that could already get the job done was better than just hiring somebody that was learning on the job, making mistakes on the job, that was costing the business, just give me a thumbs up. Just go with the person that could get the job done already, right? Instead of wasting time to productivity, instead of not making anything in return on your investment. Thank you very much, Marcel. So please think like a business owner right now, and just give me a thumbs up if you agree that going with the person that could get the job done is the best business decision. Thank you, Ademilade. So I have 90 plus people on the call. I only have few people giving. Let me see a lot of thumbs up, guys. Please, please, please. You're already here with me. Let's make it exciting. Awesome. Thank you very much. So yes, so that's exactly what it means when they say no. It's not because they don't want to give you a chance. It's because it is expensive. Apply the same idea to when they don't sponsor. You need to show them that you are worth the risk. You are worth the investment. It is not charity. It is a business decision. Thank you very much, everyone. So this is also another intern from Amdari that got a job. As we all know, Deloitte is a company that sponsors, right? Sometimes we tell our interns, just get your leg in the door sometimes. And when you do that, it's easy for you to prove your worth, and sponsorship comes easy. That's what one of our co-founders at Amdari did, like I said earlier, right? So he got in, and honestly, the company that he was working with at that time also sponsored him, right? So sometimes just get your leg in the door and sponsorship can come easy. So there are different strategies to get sponsored. Either you get it outrightly, right? Or you get your leg in the door first, and through value, when you get the job, that's not the time to relax. That's not the time to say that, oh, I don't have to. So sometimes people feel like I am in, I don't have anything else to do. No, you have a lot to keep proving, right? I believe you don't want to be stagnant in your career. I believe you want to keep growing and advancing. So that's why it's important. And the best way to prove to recruiters that you are not high risk is to gain experience that qualifies you for sponsorship, right? Focus on gaining the relevant experience that qualifies you for sponsorship, and that's where Amdari comes in. I will break down how this will help you as I proceed, but let's take a look at the real filters before sponsorship is even considered. All right. Now, a couple of filters that I would like us to take a look at. This is psychological. Any interview you go in for, it's a psychological conversation. So please approach it not as an interrogation, but as a conversation. A conversation that helps you to show that you are a contributor, not a learner. A conversation that helps you to show that you are ready to contribute in this. You are a master, you are an expert in this field. Now, what's the major filter that they take a look at? Competence filter, confidence filter, commercial awareness filter, cultural integration filter, as well as execution maturity filter. Please bear this in mind, very important. Competence filter, confidence filter, commercial awareness filter, cultural integration filter, as well as execution maturity filter. What do I mean by all of this? And how do you give the signal? Can you deliver from month one? That is competence filter. I used this word earlier. I said the lady we hired was not competent because she struggled. She couldn't meet up to the expectation of a business that was already operating. Competence was not there. So you need to be able to show them in a conversation that you can deliver from day one. That was what Darlington, one of our interns, did when he said he was the one that would be able to help them see what this role would deliver in a year and what they could achieve in a year, because they did not understand how that would fail. Now, one key thing you need to understand is each of these has signals in an interview. When they are conversing with you in an interview, how do you show them that you have that competence? It is project-based examples that you give. Tool fluency with context. I am deliberately adding context because a lot of times we end up listing tools. No. What problem did you use that tools to solve, right? What business context can you tie to how you use Excel to clean data? So don't just say, oh, I know how to use Excel to clean data. No. What kind of data are you cleaning? What was the problem in the first place that is leading to you solving, using Excel to clean the data? What is the insight you're trying to draw out of this, right? So yes, you know how to use Excel to clean data. Right, amazing. What else happens, right? How are you able to communicate the metric that you ended up, trying to communicate business, right? So that is where project, or rather tool fluency with context comes into the picture. So don't just list tools. Add context. And when I say context, I am saying business related context. You need to understand how your role ties to business needs. I saw something online and it's very important for me to mention this. It is Amazon laying off over 30,000. I believe that's the figure I saw, over 30,000 of its employees. And do you know that this layoff is not as a result of competence? It is as a result of how your role ties to a revenue driver in the company. So you can be very competent, but the aspect of the business you're contributing to is not really driving the revenue. So when these businesses do this massive layoff, it is because, oh, let's just lay off people that are building this type of product. This is not the product we are looking to fund right now. A lot of these businesses are currently funding AI-related products, which is why Amazon also had to do that, right? So they are funding projects that has to do with AI. So they are focusing on all the people that are currently on those projects. So if you're currently in a company or you're trying to get in a company and you don't know how to tie your own role to the major revenue driver of such businesses, it might be very difficult for them to see you as the right candidate. Tying it back to what Darlington said earlier about being able to help them see why this is very important and what you can achieve for them. So please understand that. And honestly, I can go on and on about this specific aspect, but we don't have time. And that's where Amdari mentorship comes in. So you see, they said, oh, Amdari helps them with interview preparation, right? Mentorship. These are the kind of conversations we have so that it's easy for you to pass all of these filters, all of this. So you have the right signal to give them and show them that I can do it. Also, clear problem, action, and result storytelling. What was the problem? I gave us that instance when I was talking about the tool listing and context. What was the action you took, right, in your capacity? And what was the result of that problem, right? So every project you work on at Amdari is tied to a business problem from our project partners. Let me show you an example of one of our project partners. We have Credify, right? So every project you work on at Amdari in the course of this internship, it's not a random project. They are projects from businesses across the UK, US, and Canada. And sorry, the page is still loading. I don't know why it's taking time. So yeah, I'll still come back to it so that it doesn't take time because I don't know why it's still loading. But yeah, so as I was saying, right, We have project partners across the UK, and and UK, US, and Canada, by the way. And these project partners are businesses across these locations that give us their business problems so our interns can work on and have actual impacts they are making. Right. Then let's look at confidence filter. Do you sound worth betting on from day one? What are the signals that you can use? You must not use hedging language. I said this earlier. Hedging language is when you are sounding big. When you are speaking in a way that you're not being straightforward, right? You're just trying to say a whole lot of things without hitting the nail on the head. You're sounding tentative, like I am not that yet, but I will be that soon. No, that's not how you communicate the impact you can make, right? Making soft claims, things that you can't really confidently boast about it, right? These are signals. So when you're vague, when you're making soft claims, when you're sounding tentative, I can tell that, okay, she doesn't have the experience yet. So these are signals. And also clear decision made. What was the instance? What was the scenario? You need to have things to back this up, and ownership of outcomes. You also need to have stories. Honestly, there's a lot I can say about this, but that is where Amdari mentorship comes in also, because we break all of this down part by part, so you know how to ace an interview. All right. Then commercial awareness, very important. What was the business impact you had before? Revenue language. That's how you tell them that. Cost saving logic. That's how you pass the signal. Efficiency metric. This is how you show them that you've done this before, right? You are commercial aware. Then cultural integration filter. Will you integrate smoothly into our system? How do you give them this, sign? Structured communication, stakeholder awareness, and collaborative mindset. All of this, you get it in Amdari. None of this is saying 5 years experience. None of this is saying 3 years. This is just saying structured work environment. And this is what you get with the program at Amdari, right? And also, the last one being execution maturity filter. Have you worked under pressure before? How do you tell them that? Deadline story, risk mitigation examples, and also trade-off decisions, right? What did you have to give up to get something done? How did you have to go about this? How costly was it? And all that. Now, I would also like to share this report with you. I can't really go in detail because of time, but it's something I would like you to also have access to. This report is from the UK Office of National Statistics. I also have another one from the UK Home Office, right? And is that migration data, and also the LinkedIn workforce report. All of this is talking about the job opportunities in the UK. So if you're saying you are unemployed right now, it is because you don't fall under the category of skilled workers that they are hiring for. They keep complaining of shortage of skilled workers. How do you become that candidate that is not seen as somebody who doesn't, who is not skilled, right? So understanding all of this and seeing what aspects of your, all right. So taking a look at this is what I would like you to also see. So the home office reform to the skilled worker route also, details about that, I would love you to have access to. And how you can also qualify areas of the UK which qualify, right? So is it UK wide or location specific? All the detail, and then standard rates for each of these and the lower rates for each of the career paths is also. So the link is attached to this particular slide, and I would like to share that with you. All right. So what are the roles that are currently worth of sponsoring in the UK or worthy of sponsorship in the UK? I have everything listed, not limited to this, right? But I am focusing on the ones that will help you gain experience in at Amdari. That is the data analyst role, the data science role, the data engineering role, the business analyst, the project manager, the SOC analyst. These all fall under cybersecurity, including cloud and app security, right? So the SOC analyst, the GRC specialist, ethical hacker and penetration tester, and DevOps, and also product design. These are career paths that are currently sponsorship worthy in the UK. And I also have like a report from IT Job Boards, .co.uk, that shows you the different hiring trends for each of these career paths, the growth rates for each of these career paths. It is very important that you are informed so that you are not applying blind. Do you have or hit the salary threshold? Is it on the shortage occupation list? All of that. So these are just reports, and that's why I'm skipping a lot of it, right? So how do you also understand the high skill level that you currently are on, right? It's your career path under that. Because like I said, it's gone from RQF3 to RQF6 plus. So all these reports, I would like you to also have access, the threshold reports also, and the shortage list also, and the critical roles under this. And yeah, so how do you have a checklist of this sponsorship? First things first, gain relevant skills and certification. And that was why I asked us the question at the start of this. Have you gained the skill in this career path? Give me a thumbs up if yes, which everybody did. I see some people didn't give me, but let me ask again. All the career paths that I've listed so far, you've taken a course. Give me a thumbs up. Thank you. I think I saw, I skipped the first name, but thank you, Ademinade. Nana, why are you tearing up? You've not taken any course. Matthew says yes, beautiful. Kobe says yes, awesome. So you need to take the course first. I need more thumbs up, guys. Khalid, awesome. Khalid, thank you. I need more thumbs up. Matthew, yeah, I saw you earlier. Nike, beautiful, awesome. So you need to take the course first. So you've done that, amazing. You're my first. I need more thumbs up, guys. Even if I skip some names, I need more thumbs up, okay? All right, awesome. So if you're taking the course, you need to seek UK work experience. Like I said earlier, transitioning does not start and end with taking the course. It just starts with taking the course and transcends into gaining the experience. Then you need to network with companies that can help you in terms of landing a job. When I say network, I am saying the founders, the HR, the key, maybe the C-suite executives, right, in those companies. So I said something earlier. I said I will be sharing the list of companies sponsoring in the UK. All you have to do is fill the attendance for my colleague has been dropping. When I share this list, you can take a look at this company's website, go on LinkedIn and check the founders out, right? Okay, who can I send a DM to? Is it the HR? Is it the recruiter, right? Is it the C-level executive in this department that I would most likely want to get a job in? Check them out and send them a DM. Start networking like that. For you to get a job, it's not one size fits all. It's not one strategy. You need to adopt different strategies, and the job board is not the only strategy. That is why when you get this list that I'll be sharing with you, you can easily check out this video and make sure that you have proof that can help you get the job. Because in my case, when I got my first job in tech, it was 4 months into my internship. And after getting that job, the next thing was, 4 months into my internship, I got the job. I worked with them remotely, and then my relocation was sponsored 7 months later, right? So how do you also strategically position? It is not just one route, right? Don't just wait for the sponsorship upfront. Don't just go by job boards alone. Sometimes sending that DM can help. And when you network with them, is the best way. So if you have the list, that's one strategy. Then look at them on Instagram, look at them on LinkedIn, look at them on their website, and look for somebody to send a DM to. That's how you can do that, right? Some of them have like team page where you can see the founder, the department's head, and all that. So demonstrate value when you send them DM. So when you gain the experience you need at Andari, it's easy for you to show them that value. And then you are able to understand what exactly they need and just pitch your value from that point of view, right? And of course, it's easy for you to position right and get the job or get the sponsorship upfront. And yeah, so that's just the aspect that I want us to focus on now. I have a couple of things I'd love to share with you, and we'll be wrapping up shortly so we can get to that. Now, let's take a look at this career trajectory of Amdari Intech. This is Judith. Judith interned at Amdari as a data analyst consultant in May 2025. And as at September, Judith got a job as a data analyst. Same job title with renewable parts in the UK. Now let's take a look at another person. I would only show 3 because of time. So this is Sandra. Sandra interned at Amdari as a GRC analyst in March 2025. And as at October, Sandra already got a job as a data protection paralegal with Hello DPO in London area, United Kingdom. You can see the trajectory. Now let's take a look at another person. And that is Betty, the last person I'll show for this purpose, right? She interned with Amdari as Information Technology Project Manager around this time last year, January 2025, and she got a job with the same job title, Information Technology Business Project Manager with Apple's IT Limited in the UK. And that was in May. She resumed in May, but she got the job in April, 4 months in. So yes, a lot of Amdari interns land the job. very early and very fast in the program. So what's the major differentiator? Honestly, it's the real world experience they get through internship, right? And that is why I would also like to highlight something that James Lee said. He is the founder of Adzuna, it's a job search platform. So he said internships are always competitive, but this year with fewer spots available, it is more intense than ever. Why is this statement made? For you to get an internship placement in any company, it comes with a lot, right? First, the slot is not that open, not that available. And secondly, the little slot that is available is easily taken. So if that system is not working because there are no opportunities even for internship, how then are you expected to gain experience? That is why we started Antari, like I said earlier. The platform helps you thrive through work experience that you get by working on projects from our business partners across the UK, US, and also Canada. All right. So how do you position to get this experience with us as Antari? It is very, very simple. It is very simple and straight to the point. So you need three things: to learn, to package, and to apply. Now, a lot of times people stop at learn. They only take the course and then they start applying to the job. It is not a strategy that will help you. You need to learn first and then apply that knowledge to gaining experience. And when you practice that way, it's easy for you to get a job. What do I mean? So these are the career paths that are in demand, as I said earlier. So I've listed them over and over. Right? And one thing I need to mention, the bar is very low. The bar is low because a lot of people stop here. They don't take it a step further, right? They feel like packaging means just revamping your CV. No, it goes beyond that. It is you actually being a professional in practice, so they can see you as a candidate that can get the job done. So when you've taken the course, you need to gain experience. Practice, practice, practice. All right. And once you practice, start applying strategically. Start applying strategically. Now, one thing Amdari has done is this part is the part where you become employable because we help you gain experience. Now, it moves to the employability service aspect. We help you revamp your CV. We help you optimize your LinkedIn. And then there is also the mentorship that I have been highlighting since the start of this. And then the interview prep, which you get every month, and the job reference letter, which you get also, and on the job support. Now, these all can help you get a job. But we know that tailoring your CV to job application is very tricky. It's one thing that really helps, that makes people just run away from applying to multiple jobs like they should. And this is a numbers game. You need to apply to as many. Right? We've optimized your LinkedIn. We've done all of those nice things for you. What is the next thing you have to do? You have to easily just apply, but then applying has to be done consistently. Now, if you're applying consistently, but not as often as you should, what's the guarantee that you will get the job when you want to, right? Because you're applying just limited jobs, right? That's why we partnered with CV Matchly. I'll show you the power of CV Matchly in action by going to an actual job board, so you will see how that plays out. So CV Matchly is an AI platform that we have partnered with, and the platform helps you with one major thing. Like I said earlier, I will show you how it works, right? But before I do that, I would remember I said something. I said I am giving out a special Valentine's Day gift. So all you have to do is stick around and stay with me. All right. So CV Matchly is an AI platform, and it's also a Chrome extension that you can easily use on job boards like this to tailor your CV to every job that you are applying to. You don't have to keep repeating a master CV to apply to different jobs. That is not a strategy that will help you get an interview invite. The best way to get an interview invite is to make sure that your CV is well tailored to each role that you're applying to. Yes, I am a project manager, but maybe this particular job application is saying, oh, we're looking for an IT project manager. And my CV is not specifically speaking to that, or, oh, we're looking for a Scrum Master, right? So you need to have your CV tailored at every time to these job groups. And like I said, that is why I will show us the power of CV Matchly in action, but I'll come to that shortly. Now, our project partners, like I said, they are companies across the UK, US, and Canada. Some of them are startups, and these brands have trusted us with projects so that our interns can work on, and they can There is no GRC on the form. Okay, Jennifer, you might want to have a look at that. All right, so these are businesses we have partnered with. Now, all of this is helping our interns in a lot of ways. Let me highlight one, and there's a reason why I want to show us this. So this is Elizabeth. Elizabeth says, "Thank you, Amdari." She got a job within her first month, by the way, and she said, "Thank you, Amdari. I truly cherish every moment here. Within my first month of joining, I was fortunate to land my first data analytics role with a US fintech company. Special thanks to Jennifer N. All support and effort by everyone." Now, why am I sharing this part of the testimonial? Lady said, "Within my first month of joining, I was fortunate to learn data analytics role." She did not say my second data analytics role. She said first data analytics role. And she said within my first month of joining. How can that be possible? How easy does that sound? It sounds too good to be. Why this is also very, very effective. Why some of them get jobs early. There is always a pattern. With people, always a pattern. And again, I will show you that as I proceed. But please just remember this. Elizabeth got the job within her first month in the program, right? Now, so how can Amdari help you? The same way we've been helping others, right? Helping them work with actual experts that are niche focused in your area of interest. So you are a SOC analyst that wants to gain experience, right? We're not going to give you a cybersecurity generalist to work with you because, oh, they have an idea about penetration testing, they have an idea about SOC, they have an idea about GRC. No, we give you an actual expert, a specialist within your niche, within your domain to work with. So this is Jennifer. Jennifer is one of the specialists we work with at Amdari to impact our interns. Now, I need to let you know that the specialists you work with at Amdari, the mentors you work with, they are not professionals that said, "I am passionate about mentoring people and I would like to volunteer." No, they are not here on volunteer base. They are here on full-time base with us, and they work closely with you to help you gain the experience. Because another thing I hear a lot is, "Okay, Omomi, if I enroll today now and I start the program, hope I will not be chasing and saying, oh, how can I get my team lead? I've not been able to speak to them in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks. Can I?" No, you don't beg to get their attention. They are here to work with you closely throughout your stay in the program, throughout your 4-month stay in the program. They work with you closely. Like I said, that is why they are not volunteer mentors. They are here to work full-time with Amdari to help professionals gain real-world experience. Now, how has this been working? You can see it on my screen. This is an example of one of the cohorts that Jennifer has handled. This is August cohort, data analytics. She works with the data analytics team. Now, her interns were onboarded in November. And in that November, they sent their, party message to her, and it says, "Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you for all your guidance and support during my internship. I truly appreciate everything I have learned from you. To my amazing colleagues, see you all at the top." Yeah, see, so she's saying to her amazing colleagues because, like I said, you don't work alone in this program. You work collaboratively with teams and with people. So it's either your project is cross-functional or collaborative. Cross-functional when it is you working outside of your department. Collaborative when it is you working within your team, right? So, but at no point would you work in silos. It is either collaborative or cross-functional. Never you working alone. If you work alone, how do you want to build collaborative, exposure? If you work alone, how are you going to say you solve the problem while working with this team? There is a lot of soft skills that you can develop by working with people. Problem solving, taking initiative, collaboration, right? All of that comes with working with people. Because who are you reporting to? Accountability, structure. How do you get that when it's only you? Imagine going on a platform that is like a project-based platform. It's just, just like capstone project, or you just working on, I know the you work, yes, just it's working hands-on, but not your project manager, not in your like go back to project manager with a data team on this project. I think you are come up with your you have an actual team to work with and collaborate with, so you don't do this alone. Now, Jennifer is not the only amazing teammate that our interns get to work with. We've handpicked them and we've selected them to be the best of the best that work with you and impact you with so much knowledge. This is one message. I would only read 3 from here. All right. So this one says, Susuma, you're an amazing mentor, a leader, and a shoulder to lean on. Thank God we still have access to you. Thank you for this platform, Amdari. This one says to Coach Aisha, you're amazing. I am still pissed that the program has ended, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is impact, and you have been impactful. And this other one is, it says, Coach Emeka, I feel like hugging you through the phone. So the experience is always amazing. That is why we get this much, feedback when their program is coming to an end. Now, this is another aspect I would like you to see, which is the reference letter aspect. We provide you with reference, but the reference letter we provide you with is always in the course of your program or at the end of the program. It depends on when you need it, but never only at the end of the program, because we urge you to start applying early in the internship, right? So I would play one video for us for 15 seconds. I won't take too much of your time on that video, just 15 seconds. And before I play the video, let's read this request for reference letter. So this one came in from Olainka's prospective employer at that time. And he says, Olainka has nominated you to provide an employment reference for the application to Healthcare Island. And this other one says, the above named has been offered a position as a systems analyst with our company and has provided your details as a referee. Now, the reference can come after they get the job or before they get the job, or whenever it comes in, we provide it. Some reference also comes in form of us filling a reference form, us being called, right, or us being sent an email, or sometimes the request can be for a letter-headed reference, right, which we send in and sign it for you also. So it depends on the organization and the request they have, but bear in mind that we would provide you the reference at any point that they request for it. Now, let's listen to Toyin for 15 seconds. Toyin said and cited the reference letter at Amdari as one thing that helped her get the job. I need to let you know something before I play the video, right? When it comes to applying to jobs, it is very competitive. You are not the only one applying. So other people can also tick the box as much as you're ticking the box. So how do you stand out? That's where Amdari is different. We give you everything that makes you stand out. So if another person has this, Amdari gives you something better. So in her case, she needed reference letter and we provided her that reference, and she said that that reference was what helped her get the job because it was super airtight, right? And the reference is always from one of the co-founders of Amdari. And by the time you look up the person giving the reference, you know that, okay, yes, if this caliber of people are vouching for you, that you've done this and you impacted this much, it tells you something that the backing is solid. So you get a solid backing from Amdari. There is an interesting thing I would also like to share with you. I'm wrapping up shortly, then I'll take your question. But let's play her video for just 15 seconds. Please, if there is no audio, call my attention to it. Like I said, I don't know why that happens sometimes. Okay, so let's listen to it for 15 seconds.
I've learned at Tamdari using them and all this, so it was pretty good. And then the reference too from your hand was pretty tight because they actually had to mention it that my references were hair tight, that they were actually considering 2 people, but my references actually nailed it for me.
Okay, amazing. So you heard everything that Toyin said. Can you give me thumbs up? You heard everything Toyin said. YouTube, thank you very much. Also myself. Okay, great. So just like she said, the reference was what helped her because there were 2 people being considered for the role. Now we're wrapping up, like I said, and I would love to know what path you're taking, right? Are you taking and sticking to the path you've been on, which is to just keep applying the experience to really convince these recruiters that you can get the job done? It's not there yet, but mommy, I want to keep doing this. Or you want to go the route of path B, which is start working on new projects, get your CV revamped, right? Become job ready, and get a reference letter that backs up your claim of your capacity. So what part? Awesome. Thank you, Matthew. So Matthew is taking part B. Want to try Dari? I'd like you to type part A or part B. So type A or B. Which part are you taking? I have my eyes glued to the chat. Let me see what parts you're taking. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. I have people on the call. Let me see more responses, right? Your silence means you're going with part A, which I'm not happy about. Ademilade says B, Funke B, Peace B, Bello Halimat B, Judith B. Now you're giving me thumbs up. Is that B? Judith, okay, I said Judith already. Daniel says B, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. So amazing. I'm glad to have you all on board. So the next cohort for this internship at Amdari is starting on the 7th of March. That's in about 3 weeks' time, if I am correct. And for you to secure your spot is simple. Now, this is the part that is exciting. And I'd like you to stick around. I promised you something at the start. I said I have a Valentine's gift for you. Now, this is not the actual Valentine's gift. So we have a discount running, which allows you to pay £390 instead of £500. And you can pay in 3 installments. You can pay in 3 installments. So your first installment is just £100. It's not even the 1/3 of this discount. You see how much low we've taken it for you, so it's easy for you to secure your spot. Your second installment is $145, and that would be next month, which is March. And then your last installment will be $145, and that will be April. Secure your spot. Before I show you how to secure your spot, let me talk about my Valentine's gift. I promised you something. I said, thank you for hanging out with me on a day like this. Because of that, because I appreciate that so much, I am giving you something amazing. Now, we have this early bird package. It's a special Valentine's package for only limited people, and it's for the next 24 hours. What is this package? A job at the session. My colleague played the video for us, right, about Jerry getting a job, and I am going to share the link to the testimonial via email so that you can listen to Jerry, right? So Jerry got the job last year, not this year. And fast forward to this year, Jerry got another job as a data analyst in Canada. What is the backstory here? Now, last year, he sent the good news to his team lead when he got the job in the UK. He says, hi, Emeka, just wanted to officially let you know that I have landed a data analyst role within the civil service, and it's a level promotion too. I was asked to prepare a presentation on any data analytics project. I edited and submitted our first project. Saved me a lot of time and gave me confidence. Jerry got the job when he was only 2 months into the internship. Not 5 months in, not 6 months in, not at the end of his internship. He got the job when he was only 2 months in. All right. Now, when Jerry got the job at just 2 months in, what this tells you is that he got the job quite early. Now, fast forward to this year. This is Jerry sending a message to us this year. And the message reads, hello, Epimena. So you can see he sent it to Epe and copied me. And he said, hello, Epimena. I hope you're doing well. I recently moved to Canada about 2 weeks ago and have secured a role in the meantime as a data entry specialist with Alberta Blue Cross. For the application, I listed my role at Amdari as a data consultant, and I have now completed the reference section and included your details as a referee. Please let me know if you need any additional information from me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your support. What does this mean? This is Jerry coming back to us almost a year later. Look at it here. He interned June last year, 2025. This is his LinkedIn. This is his name. You can check him out. Jerry Olatoyo, PhD. So you can see right here, it says Data Analytics Consultant at Amdari. The lifetime career support access, I mean, is this that I'm saying here. He is able to still use Amdari. And he said here, for the application, I listed my role at Amdari. And just 2 weeks in Canada, he was able to secure a role. And he has reference from Amdari, which he requested February 10th. That was just a few days ago, right? When I say career support access for life, This is what I mean. Because your career journey is lifelong. I don't believe you plan on retiring tomorrow, right? And for as long as you're in this journey, for as long as you keep advancing, for as long as you keep progressing, right? Amdari is willing to support you in different capacities, and this is one of the capacities. You can still list Amdari as your place of experience, even months after, years after. But this slot, this kind of support is not open to everybody. It is open to everyone on this floor for just 24 hours. That's why I said it's the support that it's the gift that I am giving you. So you can continuously list Amdari and still request for reference letter even years after, right? Because now he left the UK and moved to Canada, and 2 weeks later he got the job only by listing Amdari. Because yes, we give you that opportunity to stay listed, even though you don't work with us anymore, even though your internship is over, right? So we give you that support. What is the second thing? Head start to employability support. I read a testimonial for us earlier from Elizabeth, who said that she got a job just within a month. Sometimes when you get that head start, you can start applying earlier than everybody else. By default, Amdari revamps your CV by week 5, right? But you can get that early support. Pedro, who got a visa sponsorship job, said it also. He said, Amdari has a couple of services. Mind you, there is no hidden charges. It's just the 390 I've mentioned that you're paying. So he said, Amdari has a couple of services, and I opted for CV revamp early. I told you earlier that there is a pattern, and the pattern is people who get this job, they get it early because of the early access that they have to a couple of support, and they opt for the when let me show you. This is a job board, and that's on this platform. You can easily apply to any job, right? You can easily. So let's type okay. So I'm trying to sign in. If it doesn't, it's going to take time. I will just use the normal route for the conversation. Okay. All right. So just a minute. So I want to show you how CV Matchly AI helps you optimize your CV to every job application every time you apply. It's my password wrong. Sorry. So it's saying my password is wrong. Let me try apply. Sorry, signing in with just my Google account. Let me sign in. Great. So I am in now. Okay. So these are job postings, right? All right. For me to show you what I want to show you, I would need to share my entire screen. So let me stop sharing. I want you to see the power of CV Matchly in action. So just a minute. I want you to see that. So I need to share my entire screen. Yep. All right, so here we are. So CV Matchly is an AI partner that we have, and they've given us only 10 slots for people who would be using it in the next 24 hours. What does CV Matchly do? Now, this is a Chrome extension, right? That's what CV Matchly is, a Chrome extension that helps you optimize your CV and tailor it to different job openings every time. Now, I have not selected any job. So you can see that my job description is empty, right? It is empty right now because I have not selected any. Let's upload my CV. So you need to, for a new user, you need to upload your CV. So let's upload my CV. Let me click on more CV. There's my CV. Okay, yeah. Sorry. So let's upload that. So it has uploaded my CV. Still, it has not copied any job description. Now let's click on this particular one. Business analyst. My CV is that of a business analyst. So now that I have clicked on one job because I want to apply to this, let me see. You can see they have their job description and everything. Now let me see how much of a match this CV I want to use in applying to this job is. So you can see that it is analyzing my CV. Just a minute. I think it's loading. So you can see that it is done analyzing my CV, and it tells me that my CV is 76% match for this job that I am applying to, because I have 19 keywords match and 10 keywords missing. My strength is 9. So scroll down, you see the keywords that match and the keywords that are missing: financial related statements, telecom, because for this role, these are other key things that they are looking out for. And remember that the ATS will do its job. So you want to be 100% match. So when I click on, so it has analyzed my CV already, and you can see that's because it has also copied the job board. So it automatically extracts the job description and it shows here. Now, if I want to optimize my LinkedIn, I'll just come here, sorry, my CV, so that I can use it to apply to this job. I'll just come here, optimize, and click on generate optimized CV. Now, it is currently optimizing my CV. So we would wait for it to be done. It will be done in about 5 more seconds. And once it's done, I can download the optimized CV. So you know that it's because of this conversation that I'm kind of slowing down. If you're doing this on your own, it will take you a minute. You would test your CV match and see if it matches. You can see it says optimization is complete, and I can just download my CV, and I can also just open CV editor to edit my CV. So let's open the CV that the platform has optimized for me. So this is it. So I can easily copy this new optimized statement and put it on my CV, and then come back here and upload it, right? And upload it to test if it's a match. I come here, upload it and test, and I just go straight to applying, because now my CV is a perfect match for this role. So you know that it's very stressful to always optimize your CV to different roles. That is why we have gone on to try this for you. You know that the one I showed us now said my CV is a 76% match. Let's click on technical business analyst. I want you to know what I mean when I say it optimizes your LinkedIn, your CV for you. Now, if we come here, let's see how much of a match my CV is for this technical business analyst role. Now that I have opened it, and we will just take it. The other one said 76% match. How much of a match is this one? This is a 48% match. So you see, so if I just don't know about this and I apply blindly, that is how I would always just not get called back, because guess what? 20 keywords are missing for this role. So it's not just, oh, it's a business analyst role, let me use my business analyst CV. No, every company has its unique requirement. It's not that you cannot do it, but your CV is currently missing this value. So I'll stop sharing now. So that is what CV Matchly helps you do. And like I said, we partnered with the platform so our interns can have access to it. And for the sake of the Valentine spirit and period, they are giving 10 extra slots because it was already closed. So if you want to take advantage of this platform, it is only for 6 months access for free for 6 months. You don't pay for the platform. Sorry, I'm trying to share my screen again so I can come back to what I was sharing earlier. So you have 6 months access to CV Matchly for free. No restrictions, no limitations. You are able to consistently use CV Matchly for the next 6 months, only for 10 more slots on the call today. So I will show you how to secure your spot. I don't know, is my screen coming up? Okay, yes, it is. So let me share my screen again. So I will show you how to secure your spot. Like I said, only open for 10 more people that want to take advantage. Another, I
Hi, mommy. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
But you went off for a little while.
Oh, okay, sorry. I see some questions in the chat, and I'll take all the questions that I see. Matthew says, aside from the £100, do we still pay the 350? So the 390 is your actual fee, but the first installment is £100. I'll show you. The first installment is 100, second is 145, and third is 145. That is a total of 390. So you're splitting it for 3 months. Do you get? So the other one is the 30 days post-internship support that we give you. So like I said, you get 6 months free access to CV Matchly. You don't pay £1 and you have access, but it's only limited to 10 more people. And 30 days post-internship support that we give you also. This 30-day support we give you is for just in case you don't get a job within the first 4 months of your internship. We provide you with job screen support after the internship. And the last one that I will give you is the lifetime access to personal portfolio website. This is the most exciting one also. So what does the personal portfolio website look like? So Amdari helps you build an actual website, right? All you have to do is to fill a form. The platform is auto-generated for you. This is your personal website, and you can switch between different templates for your portfolio. You can see this is one and this is another one. We have multiple ones, but I can only show 2 on this call because of time. So this portfolio website helps you have your own personal website to showcase your work. You don't pay for maintenance. You don't pay a developer to build it. You don't pay in the future, even if you keep switching template after template. You don't pay, and you all know how expensive it is to build a website, maintain a website for years, host a website. That is why Amdari is bearing the cost to do it, but just for 10 people, not a lot of people. So for everybody in the program, yes, we would still build this website for you, but maintaining it for life is only open to few people. So if you would like to have a portfolio website like this and have access to it for life without paying for maintenance, you will also need to secure your spot on the call today. How do you secure your spot? How does this portfolio give? It gives you access to showcase your projects, all the projects you worked on in the course of this program, and even after this program, all right? And also, a proof on your CV and LinkedIn, you can attach the link to your CV and your LinkedIn, all right? And also continuous updates of the work you've done as you grow. So it's a lifetime access. So as you grow, as you have more things you're doing, you have your personal portfolio website that you're not paying a dime to maintain. How do you secure your spot? This is the final point. So you use the link that I'll drop in the chat right now. Like I said, it is pretty much fastest finger and open to limited people. It's a Valentine's package, Valentine's gift that I am giving. That is the enrollment link. After showing you how to secure your spot, I will start taking questions. So you click on that link I shared with you. You will be redirected to this page you see on my screen. On this page, you can scroll down to pick the program you want to enroll for. If you're going for data analytics, data science, data, anyone, just click on it. For the purpose of this demonstration, I will go with data science, or let me just pick project management, okay? So I'll go with project management. So let's select project management, click on apply for internship. Once you click on apply for internship, you are redirected to this page where you can choose to read details about the program. And you can see some of your mentors and team leads, and you can just scroll to see more of them. So we only have a few of them on the website, by the way. You can also scroll to see the tools and technology and every detail you want to know about the program you are applying to. So click on apply now. Right here, you can see my cursor. Click on apply now. Once you apply now, because in your case, you most likely have not created an account. So you would be redirected to set up your account. It's just one step. Sign in by filling in your name, email address, phone number, and password. Once you type all that, click on create account. You are redirected to a page that says input token. The token has been sent to your email. Copy it from your email, either your inbox or your spam folder. Copy it and paste it on your browser, and you will find yourself on this page you see on my screen. You see in 30 seconds you're done, right? So you are here on this page. The 30% discount has been automatically applied for you, so you don't pay in full. And you can enroll for the March cohort or April cohort, right? And when you want to enroll, so just select March and scroll down. So right here, you still have access to further discounts, which means if you pay one-time payment, you get to pay only £350, not £390. But if you're paying in 2 installments, you pay £390. If you're paying in 3 installments, you pay £390. And you can switch the currency also. Say you want to pay in pounds, USD, Euro, or CAD, you can switch it. So for the sake of this demonstration, I will work with pounds. So I've selected that I want to pay in 3 installments. I'll click on apply discounts. And I am on this page right now. Now on this page, all you have to do is scroll down. Okay, your personal detail is what you see above. When you said you want to start March 7th, how many installments did you select? 3. and when do you want to make your next payment. You can edit it. If you don't want to pay on the 14th of March, you can move it forward. Oh, I want to pay maybe 27th of March, 30th of March. You can select the next time you want to pay. So let's say you select 30th of March. Click on save, okay? Click on save right here. Once you click on save, you'll see that your first payment today, 14th of February, is just £100. And then your next payment, 30th of March, is just 145. And then your last payment, 30th of April, is just 145. And scroll down. Do not cancel or remove this discount that was applied. Okay, so click on I confirm my information is correct and I have read the terms and condition. Just click here to go read it. Sorry, I didn't click on this. And then click on pay now. Just click on pay now. Okay, so once you click on pay now, you will get redirected to this page where you can input your card details. So you see that your first installment has been applied, and that is what you see right here on the screen, which is £100. So fill in your details and everything like that. So because I won't be filling in an actual card detail on this call, I would just like to finish off the process by sharing this with you. So I kind of pre-recorded this already. So I'll just show you how to make your final payment after you have filled your card. So I'll put it on ×2. Okay, and let me zoom in more. So let me take you to where I stopped. So you know that where I stopped is this part, right? Where you are able to fill in your card details. So let's play this. Okay, let me mute. So click on pay after filling your card details. It will tell you that it's processing and it's done. And you will get automatically redirected to this page. On this page, you'll see set up your profile and select the program you paid for, the skill level, and so you can select beginner or intermediate, that's fine. Country of residence, select UK, US, Canada, whichever one applies to you. Your gender, select it. Right here also, select how you found out about Amdari. LinkedIn, Instagram, anyone. What influenced your decision to enroll? Type it. And then the last one is which of our sessions influenced your decision? Click on it. It shows you this drop down. By virtue of being on this call with me today, select Saturday info session as the session that influenced your decision. Don't forget Saturday info session and click on complete setup. Once you're done, you get redirected here. Tells you go to dashboard. Click on go to dashboard. In case you see this pop up again, you don't need to retype anything. Just click on complete setup, right? But it might not show up for you. So you'll be redirected to your dashboard automatically. For every intern in the program, you still have access to take crash courses for free, right? In case, oh, I learned data science, but they didn't really touch base on some things. I still want to take crash courses. You can take it for free on Amdari. And if you want to see your billing, when next your payment is due, you can check it here. We do not auto debit you, so you will have to initiate your next payment yourself. So that's why you see it right here. Pay now or request grace period, etc. So you see your next payment detail or your next payment date. That is how easy it is to secure your spot and enroll in the program. Thank you all so much for paying rapt attention on the call today. Like I said, if you'd like to secure your spot, the slot is only open to 10 people who are able to secure their spots between today and tomorrow, okay? So, because it's 24 hours, right? So, secure your spot as well. So, I see that we have a, okay, I got, all right. So yes, secure your spot by filling the form that you see on my screen. Don't forget to select Saturday info session on the form when you are signing up. So I see a lot of people are already trying to secure their spot from Judy to Mariam. So you can just finish up with the sign up process, okay? So yeah, just ensure that you finish up the sign up process. Yes, I dropped it in the chat. Yes, let me drop it again. So this is the payment link. Yeah, I just dropped it now. All right. So that's the link I just dropped. Okay. Do I work remotely? Yes. So it's a remote internship. Even Amdari as a company is a remote company, right? So it's like you're working in a remote tech team. So you work remotely. Chiazo. I hope that answers your question. So if you have any question for me, please indicate by raising your hand. I will take some of the ones I see in the chat, and then I'll take people whose hands are raised. So Funke has a question. What about those who have questions before signing up? Yes, Funke, I'll definitely take questions, trust me. So you can raise your hands and Nigeria says, I'm a beginner data analyst, started learning in January and moving to the UK in June. Would the internship be suitable? 100%. 100%. It's perfect for you also. Funke, who or where do we submit them, please? Okay, so Funke, I don't understand what you mean by who or where do we submit them. So do you want to unmute? Please just, okay, Teslim, your hand is raised. Hi. So let me start, from Teslim, and then I move on to Martin, then Khalid. These are the 3 hands I see. So if you have any question, please indicate by raising your hand. All right. And then Olubemisola says, most of the information shared so far is for the UK job market. I'm based in Canada. How do I get more information specific? Okay, so Olubemisola, yes, the conversation today is specific to the UK job market, but I'm Dari, that's what I've been mentioning. We focus on UK, US, and Canada, right? If you'd like to have the one focused on the Canada market also, we have a session coming up this night by, I think that's in about, that's 12. No, that's 1 a.m. my time. I think I don't know what that time would be in your own geolocation. So my colleague will drop it for you in the chat, by the way. But yeah, but Amdari internship focuses on both UK and US and also Canada. Just that your team will be different because of your time zone. That's the difference. It's the same thing. Time zone will just make your team different so that you guys can align and sync easily. Teslim, do you want to ask me a question? Your hand is raised. Hello, Teslim. Hello. And please, Judy, ensure you finish filling the form. I can see that you've secured your spot. Mariam also, ensure you finish filling the form that was shared with you. All right. So please, Teslim, can you unmute and ask your question? Because you've not asked me your question yet. Hello, Teslim. Okay. Let me move on to the next person. Hi, Matthew. Can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, Mommy.
Hi.
Yeah, okay. I think I have. Okay, to start with, I have done like 2 different cohorts with analytics. I've done data engineering. I've also done. Okay, the time I did the data engineering, I think it was cumbersome for me, so I now did another one, which is the data analytics. And so right now, I work as a quality inspector in the UK. So, but I'm still trying to get a job that will sponsor my visa. I have a running visa till July this year. So I'm still looking for a job, something better that will sponsor my visa. So the thing is now I'm not really sure where what course I would do. I would like, that's why I'm even asking this question. I'm not sure which area to venture into for the internship to, um um I don't know which one, whether it's data engineering, whether I should go back to data engineering or data analytics,
Okay.
or
Yes.
when
So
I saw the government, sorry, when I saw the GRC, compliance, because what I do is more of compliance. My job relates to more compliance. So when I saw the GRC, it's something that I know that okay, I can relate with more. So I was thinking, but when I looked into the form and also the internship, I didn't see any GRC as a course there. Yeah. So is it shaped into another, like, is it like a subset of a bigger course, or
no. So
was
we
it
have
was it
GRC.
like,
So are you referring to the form for attendance? GRC is not there.
no, I didn't see it in the internship. I didn't see it in as listed courses in the
Okay,
internship.
we have it. Oh, it's here. Hold on. Let me show you.
Okay.
It's right here. Yeah. So GRC is here. Let me share my screen again. So when you scroll down this page, this link for enrollment that I've been dropping, I'll still drop it again. So by the time you scroll down, this is governance, risk, and compliance. This is it. GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. Yeah, so we have it right here. So if you click on this link, I'll drop it again, like I said. So GRC is here. So are you considering GRC? Okay.
Yeah, the reason I'm considering it is because of it kind of fits into my line of work already. So, because I'm into I work as a quality auditor, you know. So, yeah. So I don't know. That's I still need some kind of advice and maybe someone to talk to, or if you can, you know, share more lights on, you know, on it. I don't know.
So when
Yeah,
it
so
comes
that I'll
to
know
picking
which
a career,
one to pick, and also because as it is right now, I don't really have. I won't say I won't say I don't really have time. You know, as you know,
okay,
I don't really have much time on weekends, so I don't really know which one to like. Because and again, in my line of work, you know, I recently got I recently did an interview, you know, and eventually the recruiter was like, we need someone with like 10 years experience because
yeah,
of the security code for that job, like
yes, yes,
10 years. I mean, I have
yeah,
like over 5 years experience on the job, not in the UK, but in fact, I have over 10 years experience, you know, coupled with Nigeria and stuff, but they need like 10 years experience in the UK for security clearance. So, and I don't have that. So,
okay.
yeah.
So so let me start from your first question that you asked me earlier, picking a career path. So I don't always outrightly advise people that okay, pick this one. I would always say go with the one that resonates more with you, right? Go with the one that resonates more with you. So if in this instance, what resonates more with you is data analytics. One thing I'll tell you is all these jobs, they are in high demand. I did something in a session I had today where I went on the job board, and on the job board, this person was like, oh, okay, are there jobs available for GRC? At the time we checked, GRC did not have as many jobs on the job board as data analytics and data science or data engineering. So when you compare, some of them have more job openings. That's why I highlighted something earlier about career growth also, right? So it's not always, when you compare, it's not always the same. It's more for some people, for some career paths than the other. So first filter, right? Look at the availability of the role. Are you concerned about that? If you don't mind, that's fine. Because I encouraged the person, he ended up going for GRC, by the way, when he was like, oh, he wants to go based on career paths that has more job posting. I said, what if you struggle? What if that job is not something you are passionate about? What if you prefer GRC and you're considering data analytics only because it has more job openings? What if you would try better as a GRC person and you picked data analytics because it has more job openings? So you don't want to be miserable in a role. So which one resonates with you? Use that to filter first, because like I said, all of these career paths are in demand, but when we compare, yes, some of them are more in high demand. Then the salary threshold also is another thing that you can use to filter, because you have a couple of factors to consider. So a GRC role, what does the salary look like in UK? Just talked about security clearance right now. That's because, okay, for you to get one job, they needed you to have certain years of experience. They needed you to have stayed in the UK for a certain number of years, etc. Just like Jerry also said, in his case, they just needed 5 years, actually. And he couldn't get the job, so he went for another job. So a lot of factors like that should guide which career path you're going for. But please pick based on also interest, right? Let interest be the major driver. It's beautiful that you've done data analytics course. You've also done, I think you said data engineering or is it data science, and then now GRC.
Yeah,
So
data,
you
data
can
engineering.
awesome.
Data
So which
engineering and
one?
data.
Okay. So which one sounds
But
like okay?
I think for me, data engineering was too much. Data
Okay.
engineering
So
was
that
too
means you
much.
don't really like technical stuff. I can tell now. Like because data
I'm
analytics
an
is
engineer, but
okay.
data engineering aspect was just too much, man. And
Mm.
again, with my time, I don't really have much time here because of work, life, family life, lifestyle. So, you know,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's
was
so
that was good. Because I was supposed to even do an internship with Amdari, but I didn't see it through because of time, and I didn't see it through.
all right. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'll come to you shortly, Collins. I see your message. Okay, so sorry, I almost skipped that. So which do you plan on going for right now? Because like I said, all of these career paths are in high demand, right? You just have to pick the one that resonates with you. So you said you didn't like data engineering. Data engineering is back-end. Data engineering is more technical in comparison to data analytics. GRC, when you look at cybersecurity, GRC is not technical at all. When you look at SOC, when you look at cloud and app security, when you look at penetration testing, they are the more technical side of GRC or cybersecurity. GRC is not technical at all. Data analytics, you don't even work with programming languages. The closest is SQL, and SQL syntax is close to natural language syntax, right? So that's why also data analytics is kind of less technical when you compare it to data science, where you have to do machine learning, algorithm, AI, and the likes, right? And also data engineering, where you have to build pipelines, where you have to do ETL and the like. So it depends on, and also data analytics is a front-end role, because you have to do reporting, understand business acumen, present, be a storyteller, because you need to make those metrics make sense, right? So these are factors you have to consider. Do you see yourself in this role? Would you enjoy it? Would you like it? Because again, the decision is not, oh, which course should you take? You've already taken the course. The decision is which should you go for. And these are filters I feel you should use to like short list and say, okay, I think I would prefer this. So look at that and put yourself in the middle also. Don't remove yourself from the picture, because you don't want to be in a job and then you're feeling miserable, you're not thriving, because you don't enjoy it as much, and you're now back to the drawing board again saying, okay, maybe I should have done this in the first place. Do you get?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I have some more questions in the chat. So Matthew, if you'd like to secure your spot, ensure you do that using the link. Are you securing your spot also? Because I see that you have abandoned. Okay.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna make the payment now. I'll do that. Just that I just wanted to the GRC. I don't know. I don't know if it's something that has more pull on visa sponsoring, because I'm
Okay, in
like,
comparison to data analytics, it doesn't have that much. But then if you look at it again, remember what helps you get sponsored is shortage, right? Or that skill. So even if it doesn't have as much as data analytics, but you know that we have more people in data analytics. So what if we have more shortage of that GRC role? So that's why I said it's still really, honestly, just pick any of the ones that will not make you struggle in the room, right? So, but data analytics has more opportunities. That is the guarantee. You can check
okay,
any job.
because even in
Yeah.
my field, I'm still yeah.
All right. Thank you, Matthew.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so before Collins comes for my head, because he's already saying, please, we have questions to ask you. Okay, but Collins, I don't see your hand raised and I don't see your comment in the chat. Maybe question. So do you want to speak or type? So let me read some comments, please. Although it's a lot, so I might miss some. You didn't show the CV score after it was optimized for VA job, and you optimized. The new optimized. That's my question. And I showed the score. I actually did show the score for the second one. The second one was 48. The first one was 76. Maybe you missed it, Khalid. I showed it. So my first score was 76 because that CV matched it to some extent, but I still needed to optimize it. Then the same BA role again, but now another company, they have the expectation, their job description say something else, and I was just a 48% match. So I needed to go, optimize. So I clicked on optimize, so it just matches it for me, and then I reapply again. So it was 48, Khalid. I showed us. I'm skeptical about not being mentored well, because more cohorts, when you pay, you get neglected and you don't learn well, because even if though I am familiar with the basic and the tools, I want to be mentored well from my lead. Khalid, one thing I can tell you for a fact is for us at Andari, we are big on delivering the value we've promised. One, because if we deliver, you will find it easy to recommend Andari. Two, if we deliver, your chances of getting a job fast is high, and we want you to get the job. I will not be able to show you people who have these amazing stories today if at all we did not deliver. Now, for you to know that we deliver, let me show you something. This is I'm going to my dashboard right now. Now, on my dashboard, I will go to internship. It will come up right now. I'll go to internship. This is internship. You will have it on your dashboard, but because you're just enrolling and you've not started, you won't have any resources or materials. Now, this is saying project management internship, correct? It says project management and it says November cohort 2025. Now, let me come to my resources. This date here says 13th of February, 13/02/2026. This is just yesterday, and it's the collaborative meeting on development of centralized data platform for a real estate company presentations. This is the recording from that session. This was posted yesterday. That's for you, and this is for our November interns. This was posted 10th of February 2026. Be looking at the date stamp. That's for you to know that we do not neglect. This cohort started November. That was 3 months ago. And up until yesterday, these guys are not neglected. This is November. This is their team lead name, Mohammed S. Ibrahim. Right? This is their team lead name. And this is another one. And this says development of centralized. Okay, still the same. So this one says 6th of February. Look at the duration. That's how active. This is 4th of February. Can you see? I'll go to mentorship now. This is 3rd, just a day later, right? This one says 30th of January. Can you see? So I can still I can go down. You can see 9th of January. Yeah, 9th of January. You can see 13th of January, 14th of January, 16th of January. We don't neglect. I can still go to next. Let me go to next. I just clicked on next. You see my cursor. Don't neglect. So I'm not saying this because, like you said, yes, when people are about to like buy something, they'll tell you all the nice things. Andari does not do that. I am giving you my word. This session is recorded. Do you get? This is 11th of 11/2025. That was when they started. And it says Project 1, Digital Payment System Implementation for a Financial Institution. Their first dropping session. This was 14th of February. Sorry, November. So 18th of November 2025. So you can keep scrolling. You can see up until December right here. We really can keep scrolling. It's a lot. You can see it here. Now let's take a look at mentorship. Mentorship is every Thursday throughout the program. What does the title here say? First, the date is 12th of February. That's how recent. That was just last week Thursday. And it says the job application sprint. Submitting applications that actually get seen. It was a live session. This recording is for you to go back and watch. Everybody was on the call live. Every intern was on the call. You can see it says recording. Every intern was on the call. This one was on the 5th of February, right? And it says you must get a job mentorship session, the slides from the session. And this one says the recording from the session. It's a live session and everybody's on the call. This was still 5th of February. That's because this mentorship is every Thursday. We don't skip a day. We don't skip a Thursday. We show up, right? This is 29th of February, 2026. Sorry, of January. Job application sprint. This one says mentorship and testimonial session. This one says mock interview session, live feedback. So can you see? And I can still scroll down. Can you see? Can you see how far down? So we don't neglect. Like, look at employability session. Employability is talking about job starter pack, and this is tailored for your own project management. So for other roles also, you see your job starter pack specific to your own. CV optimization session. They started in November. Their CV was optimized when? You can see 15th of December. Look at it. It was optimized that early. Look at the date. Employability materials for project management. We don't neglect. Every date is here. You can see view document, view recording, view document. This is like your resource center. Requesting for reference letter, you can do it from your dashboard. When you send it in, all the co-founders of Amdari receive it. You can see request here for details or for reference. And also interview prep request. You can also book from here. So no, we don't neglect. I hope that answers your question. I think that was Khalid, right? So yeah. Does that answer your question? Okay, beautiful. So I needed to show you from live the resource page. And you know that when you're done making your payments, you automatically have this dashboard also. So it's for you to always revisit and see all that you need to see. So Millicent, so let me take one person to ask. Hi, Funke, hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Go on. Okay.
yeah, so thank you for the session so far. And my question is, I think one person already mentioned one of it, as the person that talked about neglection and all of that. So what the second question I want to ask is, so I did data analytics MSc, but I am an accountant, so I've not even worked as a DA before. But I have worked as an accountant for some months here in the UK before. But then right now, I currently need a role that will sponsor, and I'm also looking to to explore the area of data analytics. But my concern now is this. For this program, the internship, yeah, it's a good thing that is going to be a remote thing, which you can do from home. But one, I want to know how, like, what's the percentage, like, what's the assurance or percentage of, say, okay, after this few months or so, you get to do this, and then what's the, like, assurance that you get a role, particularly a role that comes with sponsorship, because I believe that's what almost everybody here is particular about. Yeah. So just the assurance of that one. Then two, me switching or me focusing now in data analytics. I don't have experience in it, like I said, but then that's what I studied, but I've not worked previously in that line before. So that switching is what I'm really particular about, and why I feel that interning with a company, like having prior experience to apply and before applying for jobs, is actually a good way to start, because that's what most of these companies, ask for. A friend of mine working with Deloitte once gave me like, I wish I did this kind of intern before I got that opportunity. Yeah, because when my friend that works with Deloitte just mentioned to me that, oh, there's a vacancy in this department, and then connected me with one of the partners, and the partner just scheduled an interview for me, and he particularly asked me to show him one of the things, like show him more or less what I've done before. The guy has to see what I've done. But then I just told him that, oh, as an accountant, I just told him the experience I had as an accountant, but he wanted to see more of the data analytics aspect. So he just ended up and sent a mail that, oh, yeah, you're qualified, you're this, but we need someone that is experienced in this role for now. So it's not like an entry thing that will say, okay, you can learn while doing the job. We want someone who's already the senior, like, consultant role. So I couldn't get that opportunity, and that was really painful. But then I just felt that, okay, one can start somewhere to intern and then just have something, So that's my major concern here.
Okay, so guarantee that you will get a role in the course of the program. So we don't guarantee that you will get a role because of factors that we cannot control, but we tell you that you have a 98% chance. The remaining 2% is factors from the company, e.g., security clearance. So Jerry got 2 job offers during his time in the program. Those 2 job roles that he got, one of them needed him to have security clearance, so he couldn't take the job. The second one did not come with that, clause or expectation. If Jerry did not get the second option, that would have meant he didn't get the job. Because interview prep didn't work, because he was really prepped. But because of that factor. Oh, we need security clearance. That's one. Secondly, Pedro said something. He was getting interviews, but he was picky. He could have gotten job earlier than that 4 months, but because of his picky nature, maybe he was specific, location-wise, remote-wise. There are a lot of reasons why we would not, go with some companies, and also visa sponsorship-wise. So he got his own job towards the end of his program. So you have a 98% chance to get the job, especially if you also show up. You're committed and you put your mind to this, right? Because honestly, it's just like working in any company. If you don't have the right attitude to work, how do you want to grow? How do you want to get better? So you need to show up, you need to be committed. Make sure you start the program and really show up on those days that you're meant to show up. It's Mondays to Fridays. I know somebody asked me this question in the chat, so let me use this opportunity to answer. It's Mondays to Fridays, but you are expected to commit a minimum of 1 hour per day to this program. A minimum, not, oh, it's 1 hour. No, if you can do 3 hours, that's even better. We have people that are able to commit more than 1 hour, right? If you're able to do 3 hours, that's even better. Your team lead works 9 to 5 Mondays to Fridays. Well, not 9 to 5 in that sense, right? Because we understand that most of you guys are occupied working, either students, either doing shift job, or you have your 9 to 5. So that's why the team needs to work with. They start their day by noon up until like midnight, like this hour, they are still there. So your meetings are typically at night, not in the morning, not in the afternoon, not in the evening, like 6 p.m. No. It is always like 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. And that depends on when you and your team, whoever your team is going to be in the program, when you guys agree on the time. So you guys might say, okay, we want to work Tuesdays and Fridays, 8 p.m., because the meetings are only twice in a week. But what about the remaining 3 days? Then you can work on your task at any time of the day that works for you, but just make sure you work on your task. I believe most of us have our personal development time. It's maybe like midnight and the likes, right? So you can work on your task at around time like that. So it's easy for you to just make it flexible and work in your favor. But twice that week, you have meetings. It's not among me that would say, oh, okay, Funke, your team is going to meet Mondays and Fridays, 8 p.m. No, it's going to be Funke and her teammates that will say, okay, 8 p.m. Fridays and Thursdays work for us. We will work with that time. Then we can now work with that time. So that's exactly how this program works. So it's very flexible. And like I said, there are factors that we cannot influence or control. But you see, that's why we went to the point of partnering with even CV Matchly to make sure that you're able to tailor your job application to each job role, and it's easy for you to get a call back, like super easy for you to get a call back. And that access is for 6 months for free, no limitation, nothing. Because we believe by that time, when you apply very well, you will definitely get the job, right? So it's a 98% chance. Other factors that we cannot influence is why I will not say, oh, okay, I give you the guarantee you will get the job. There are still factors involved. Does that help?
Yeah. Sorry. Then lastly, what are the tools that I saw when you showed us, when you shared your screen earlier? What are the tools in the data analytics what's it called, platform? Like I saw when you showed us that there is room for further study or something. So what are the tools that are there to learn?
Okay, so yes, there is room for further studies. That's why we have Learn Crash Course page. That's one. Secondly, your team lead also teaches you and guides you on how to use some tools. Because for internship, we don't expect you to know how to use every tool, right? That applies to your team. So we understand that fact. So that's why your team lead trains you. But even in addition to your team lead supporting you with that knowledge and training and guidance, we still provide you with this crash course page where you can take crash courses in the different program, the different career paths that I have mentioned. You can click on business analysis, for example, and you see business analysis crash courses, and just shows you the different crash courses right here. Business analysis fundamental, Excel for data cleaning. When you scroll down within business case, software development lifecycle, requirement lifecycle, and the different tools that you also need to learn. They are all embedded in each of these. So yeah, so you learn, definitely. There is room to learn on the in the program. Hi, Funke. Did you get that?
Yeah. I'm just, I know, I got what you said. I'm just like curious. I want to know the tools, like for data analytics, for instance. Is it SQL? Is it Excel?
Yes.
Is it Python?
Tableau, Power BI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I just wanted to know the tools that are like the crash courses on which of the tools.
Yeah. So those are the tools that you'll be working with: Excel, Tableau, Power BI. So all of these tools for data cleaning, visualization, reporting, and everything.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. So Olufemi. Okay. Yeah. So what information did you miss, Olufemi? The Matthew says, been a while I did the products. Will I be able to catch on with the internship? Yes. So that's why I showed us this crash course, Matthew. This crash course is to help you also, and your team lead will also guide you. Do you get? So yes. And Judith, is there any support for certification? 100%. 100%. Just speak to your team lead and they'll support you. Some of our interns have been able to ace their certification exam because of this support. So yes, you get that support also. Okay, Nika says, so sorry, I'm trying to pick some questions in the chat before I come to, I think Adebuke has a question. Adebuke, I'll come to you shortly. Nika says, I'm working as a caregiver or something. Though I have data analytics background, I took care visa because of sponsorship. Will you backdate the reference you are giving in order to cover my years on the care visa? So we can backdate, but I don't know how far back. We only backdate as far back as a year, Nike. We only backdate as far back as a year. So I don't know how many years your visa, your care job has been for, but we help you backdate as far back as a year. Bright says, for someone transitioning from 10 years digital marketing experience, please, which one do you recommend and why? Digital marketing. Before I recommend, have you taken a course in any of the ones? Because it's not just about transitioning, right? It's also because while transferable skills are important, right? It's still important to have taken a course first. So by default, I can't tell you that digital marketing easily translates into transitioning to this field, right? So it's not like that straight path. It's like a maze. I can't just give you that straightforward response. For digital marketing, if it's saying something like, oh, for someone who has worked as a project manager, what would you say I can easily transition to? I can say business analysis, right? Just have the analytical side also. So I can, for digital marketing, I can't just say, oh, but the closest would just be data analytics, right? The closest would be, because you can easily work on, now your knowledge of digital marketing would even make it easy for you to succeed as a data analyst for a couple of reasons. Business acumen. You've done digital marketing. It means you understand the metrics, not the vanity metrics, the metrics that matter to the business, the metrics that would inform something major for the business. So you would already have this knowledge. So you having the analytical knowledge will just make it all make sense. So I believe that as a digital marketer, you already have that business acumen because your role pushes you to understand business problems, and it's also a major revenue driver, like a key revenue driver. So you will thrive as a data analyst because now you will bring analytics to the table. And because you're not going to be surface level with numbers, you're not going to be surface level with metrics, what's your KPI, you're not going to be surface level because now you understand marketing, CPL, you understand ROAS, you would understand. I want to believe that's how in-depth you are with marketing. You'd understand ROAS, you'd understand your CPL, you'd understand your click-through rates and everything like that. So it makes that analytics easy. So I would recommend data analytics. It will be a smooth sale for you. I don't know how I forgot to mention data analytics when I was speaking. So Bright, are you here? Did you get that? Adegoke, Bright, did you get that? Okay. All right. I'm sure Bright got that.
Yeah, I did. Thank you so much. I was just distracted by one of the participants who was yapping. If he wants to leave the meeting, he should get out. Don't disrupt others who are interested in getting information. Leave the meeting without making such statements. That's too immature. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you
we'll do
very
the
much.
next.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Bright. Olufemi, who are here, so kindly exercise patience. Thank you so much, Bright, for that. And also Adegoke Collins. Thank you so much for that. I see your messages in the chat. Okay, so Adegoke Collins, do you want to speak now?
Um, Good evening. Thank you for creating this section. Your benefit from it. I just want to ask. We've created the dashboard. We've joined and signed up. So, what is the
Yeah,
next step to take? Are we supposed to wait till March, 7th of March,
March
or
7th.
is that another step we need to take as well?
You don't need to take a step, you just be hearing from us, right? So you created your account, you signed up and filled the form because I see all the details. So for Ama Mensa, make sure you fill the form. Matthew also, please make sure you fill the form. So I see the people that fill the form already. So we would be sending you emails in the coming weeks. So it would contain your internship onboarding details like your internship confirmation letter, your KPI, because KPIs are very important. We want you to get the best from this program. So we also measure you against some activities that you do. So we send you your KPI, also your team's WhatsApp group, because you will have your team. So your team's WhatsApp group link is also sent to you. And also your job description is also sent to you. So these are things that you'll be receiving from us in the course of the week leading to your leading to the 7th, right? And other information that will also pass across.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, colleagues. Okay, so let me see if I missed. I'll come to you shortly, Obed. Let me see if I missed. So Uju says, please resend the form. Just joined. Uju, I don't know the form you're referring to. So the form I told them to fill is the one after they have made payment or to secure their spot. So this is the link to secure your spots, which my colleague also just dropped it in the chat. So this is the link to secure your spot. So feel free to use the link and secure your spot. Then after you're done, you see a form. Just fill the form. So that's the form I was referring to. So yeah. So I see that Matthew has filled the form. Yes, Uju. Okay, hi. There was one hand before Yetunde, but the person has dropped their hand. I'm trying to remember the name. But let me just take it.
I can't see where I can raise my hand, but I've been.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Millicent, go on. Sorry, go on.
Okay, thank you so much for the session and taking your time to explain very, very, very in-depthly. I think you've touched most of the questions I had, but the one thing that I just needed a bit of clarification for is the process from payment to just like a step-by-step process that leads before we start putting these applications out, because I've had an experience before on a cohort that, like everybody rightly said, I think most people hear me have gone through one cohort or the other. It looks like it's also a money-making avenue for Africans, which the experience is not very great. But with everything you've said, I'm quite convinced and happy with what you have to offer, the value you give at Amdari. But my question really, like I said, is the step-by-step process. Now that I have secured my slots, I don't know if you've seen that come on your end. Do I get an email and a walkthrough on, the platform, and when does it start? So I know how to organize myself for the start date, as we all need to plan for that, please.
Okay, thank you very much. So yes, there's going to be a step-by-step guide which I'll put you through right now. Although I haven't seen your payment coming, just pay with Millicent or another name.
Yes, Mariam Millicent, you see, Shukon.
Mariam. Okay, I see Mariam Haruna. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so yes, so how this works is just like I was breaking down earlier. Once you're enrolled, right, you receive an email from us in the coming weeks, which is going to contain your internship onboarding details, the job description, the KPI, and everything, including the date of your onboarding is 7th of March. And the time for that onboarding is going to be communicated. That date and the time is 100% in your email. And again, the date is 7th, but the time is going to be communicated in your email. The onboarding is for you to meet your teammates and your team lead. These are the people you'll be working with for the next 4 months, right? Now, the first week after your onboarding, which is 9th of March, up until Friday and the likes. So that first week is the week you're assigned your first project. That first project is assigned over a project briefing. And you will typically have 2 weeks or 3 weeks to work on every project you work on at Amdari. In the course of this 4-month internship, you will cover 5 to 6 projects. So it depends on whether you have more of 2 weeks projects or more of 3 weeks projects. So the timeline will determine, because you also have buffer period. That buffer period is just a week between each project, so that you guys can have retrospective on what you worked on. And also, now you've worked on this project, you don't just immediately move to the next. How do you sell yourself as somebody who has gained this knowledge and experience, so you are able to properly translate that project you just completed into an actual story you can share in an interview? So each project takes 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and that's just the flow. Then your CV is revamped by week 5, right? And the review can also happen earlier. So you will most likely also get an email from us so that we can start the review process earlier than that 5 weeks. But by default, by week 5 into the program, your CV is revamped, and you are encouraged to start applying to jobs by week 6. The support is going to be there. Then every Thursday throughout the internship, every Thursday, there is mentorship session and interview prep session. And I urge you to always show up for that session. It helps a lot. Honestly, it helps a lot. So this mentorship session is how we also give you other insights. A lot of things that I couldn't even break down on this call. There are things that we normally just discuss during mentorship sessions. And there is always so much that people gain from these conversations. And we also have the hands-on. So it's not like motivation where everybody, no, mentorship session is not motivation session. It is hands-on session. So we're mentoring you on the right way to apply, and we show you and we get you to also do that while we're on the call. Just like the samples I showed when I saw the message from Kali, where he said, okay, hope they won't get neglected. That's the reason why I showed us that. So that process is for you to see that, okay, in the course of this program, this is what you get, this is what you get, and this is what you get. So that flow, right, in the mentorship is 100% not motivational, honestly. It is also hands-on. So apply like this, and this is what helps you stand out. This is what helps you get the interview or the recruiter's attention. So that's like the flow of the program. So does that help?
Yes, absolutely. I'm also quite interested in the portfolio website you mentioned earlier. That's something I also tried my hands on with the Canva one. I'd like to start up it right immediately, really. Like the first person said, most of us don't really have time. And honestly, we've taken, I'll speak for myself. I've taken, these sessions before. So I'm quite familiar with this, terms and all of that. It's just right opportunity, right place. And I thought that your reference also, which is more recent, will do me well, as that's something that they're really stressing the market experience. I wanted something more recent. So I'd like to get started, and I don't know how that can be communicated as well. If that's something I need to reach out to you personally so that you can deal with all that generic questions.
Okay, so yes, definitely you can reach out. So I'm going to drop my WhatsApp number, and my colleague is also going to drop us. So you can either reach out to me or my colleague. If you reach out to my colleague, she'll still refer you to me. So we're going to drop the numbers for you. Yes. So for your portfolio, did you say you also need reference early? Did you say reference?
Yes, I'll need reference earlier, so because I've already worked on a couple of projects, and I can always get reference from the other cohort, but I'm grateful that the projects here is just a 2-week timeline, which works perfectly. 2 weeks is not a long time to get 1 or 2 projects from yourselves. But yes, I would need that service as soon as possible, and also the portfolio to be looked into. And I think it's more my CV and that's positioning really that I need the services just right.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. So you can get that as soon as possible from us. You can reach out to my colleague via WhatsApp on the number she has dropped, or send me a message. I'm going through my number to be sure I didn't type something.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is my WhatsApp line. So you can send me a message. You can also call me on WhatsApp on that number, right? So you can just reach out to me via that line on WhatsApp, and I would definitely attend your concern. So yes, your request is something that we can take off the call, and anytime you need something like that, you can reach out to me. Thank you very much, Taiwo. And okay, so who wants to? Okay, hi Obed. So because of time, oh my God, I might just be taking one more question or two more. I will try to take two more. Maybe once I just take one more person who on mute, I would. I would read the other ones from the chat, and then we can call it a day. But I'm so grateful that you all are still here, to be honest, like 40 plus more people. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. Thank you very much. So let me take Obed, and then I would read some comments in the chat, and then we'll call it a close. But please, for everybody that has secured their spot, so I see all of you, and I can see that everyone has already filled the form also. So, but Matthew, I think your payment is still not completed, so you can finish that, and also Faith, so you can also finish that. But yeah, let me take Obed. Hi, Obed.
Hello, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'd like to congratulate everyone who's still here. I just needed a little clarification with whether the program is running with the assumption that we have previous experience, and if not, do we need to make another payment to be enrolled for courses in our preferred fields? So let's say project management or data analytics. Is Amdari running it with the assumption that I have previous experience? Because I think I heard you say something about courses and learning. And then quickly, my second question is, are all the intakes going to be assessed on their availability? Because I think some of us have a fortnight availability, like every 2 weeks. So I don't know how that also works. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for that. So we don't run this program on the assumption that you, okay, Matthew, yes, I've seen it. So we don't run the program on the assumption that you have previous experience. We don't assume that at all. Even if it's learning experience, we don't assume that you know everything. That is why we have that crash course phase I showed us earlier. That is why we have it. That's why your team leads also guide you in the course of the program. In case you are working with a tool that you have never used before, that is why we also do that. So we don't run the program with the assumption that, oh, you already have experience. This is a program for those without experience. And if learning experience is what you're referring to, we don't also run it with the assumption that you have learning experience. In fact, when people still say that, oh, I have taken a course, I promise you some of them took it a year ago, and they've been trying to get a job since then. Some of them even a year plus. I had a session a few weeks ago, and somebody said it's been 2 years, right? Such a person would have forgotten a lot, and they